Amazing Tom Langley came and rescued us this evening. So I'm going to start with the person to my right. Introduce yourself and tell us what role you'll be playing this evening.
Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm a third-year law student, and tonight I'm covering the best league in the world, the most competitive league in the world, the EFL Championship. In particular, focus on a game in Staffordshire between Alex Neil's Stoke City and Russell Martin's Southampton. A mid-table clash between two hot and cold teams in the Championship. Very much looking forward to it.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm Expression's Deputy Station Manager, and I'll be covering Napoli Real Madrid, a team that should really go and win this Champions League at the end of the day, unless something miraculous happens in the process. Looking forward to this one, second match day in the Champions League, and both teams on 3 points. Let's see what the game brings.
Hello, I'm Leny, and I'll be covering the United game versus Galatasaray alongside...
I'm Andre, also covering the Man United Galatasaray game. Big fan. Man United are expected to win, but, it's Champions League. You never know.
Hi, I'm Marlow. I'll be covering the Bayern Munich versus FC Copenhagen game this evening. Should be a good one. Should be a real good game.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sam. Used to be head of sport last year, but I've since retired and now take on the role of stash because... retirement happens and you've got to have that income. And I'll be covering League One and League Two of the EFL, and most importantly, Exeter City as the Grecians travel to London and take on Charlton on a cold Tuesday night in Greenwich.
Just quickly, can I just say, what a job on Stash, by the way. Absolutely amazing. And it came so quickly.
Say less.
Well, exactly, yeah. So, fantastic head of sport and a fantastic head of stash. So, if you haven't got your stash, any Expression members, please do so in the coming week. So, and I should introduce myself. I'm Niall, your new head of sport for 2023/2024 season. And I will be covering the Arsenal Lens versus Lens. We're going to go Lens game. And so, yes, big game as well. Obviously, Arsenal, we know they need to prove themselves this year in the Champions League after somewhat of a slippery slope towards the end of last year. So, we're going to be picking up a good run in the Champions League and really show themselves off. Lens obviously struggling slightly in Ligue 1. They've won their last 2 fixtures, but other than that, they're sitting in 15th. They're not where they want to be at the moment. So, it's exciting. You're all looking fantastic, Marlow. The highlights in your hair are showing and you're looking very well.
Thank you very
Andre,
much.
it's the second show for you. Are you excited to be back?
Absolutely. Covering a huge game, so...
And I'm sure you'll be happy to see Muslera in the sticks as well after your pick last week in the fantasy drafts. And Tom... You should just grab a mic and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hello, yes. Looking forward to my first TNS of the year as a panellist. So looking forward to seeing what great matches there's coming up ahead.
And did you enjoy your commentary on Saturday?
I did. It was a great commentary tally. Maybe not for the Grecians, who I think, to be fair, in fairness to them, they were very supportive until that second goal, like in the last few minutes.
Yeah, that was rough.
But it was a great start. It was a really great atmosphere, and you can see why there's such a big fan base for them. But yeah, just disappointing result this Saturday. But
yeah, definitely not the result you need. And talking of Grecians, we'll start with you, Sam. If you could just talk us through the fixtures today. Obviously, a weird 7 days for Exeter City. So we look at the Luton result. So obviously, confidence was very high going into Saturday's game, and it was a game. It's Northampton Town. Obviously, there is a history there. Obviously, that playoff final defeat a couple of years ago. Northampton Town, a bit of a yo-yo club, and then a very lacklustre performance on Saturday. So talk through these games in the last few weeks and what the season's been for Exeter so far, and then what do you expect to see tonight?
Yeah, obviously, it's been a great start to League One again for the Grecians. Picked up some big wins early on in the season, Reading at home, comfortable wins about Carlisle, Wickham as well. The away limbs for that were unbelievable. Burton as well, who we normally don't beat, and then Cheltenham, and then obviously Luton, a brilliant result, knocking out a Premier League team under the lights at SJP is always something, and we've got the reward for that. But, Northampton, it was a poor showing for the Grecians, and really not where we are as a team, unfortunately. Northampton, always a tricky one for Exeter City. We've beaten them once in 11 games. Yeah, not very good. But yeah, City just looked a bit off the boil. Players missing, no James Scott. Didn't have Dimmy Mitchell. He was suspended for that one, but he's back in the lineup tonight. The likes of Aitchison just making the bench. Obviously, Exeter dealing with some proper injury worries at the moment. But, a few of them players are back tonight. Hopefully they can put the wrongs right against Charlton, who aren't in the best of form as well, and they can't score very many goals. So It could be a 0-0 or it could be a 4-4. We'll see. But yeah, I've got to back the Grecians tonight, and I wish I was there.
I'll enjoy that. We'll see what comes there. So, moving away from Exeter City, but staying in the EFL. Jacob, talk us through the game you're covering tonight. What do you expect to see from it? And are you also going to be keeping your eye on all other fixtures in the EFL? Obviously, we do know you're a Cardiff City fan, so I'm hoping updates will be coming through with that as well.
Yes, I'm very much in Staffordshire this evening, but also keeping a small part of my eye on Teesside, where, of course, Bullets Bluebirds take on Middlesbrough. A resurgent Middlesbrough at the moment. But this match is between two sides that won at the weekend. Stoke had the absolute privilege of beating Bristol City at Ashton Gate on Saturday with their teenager Nathan Lowe getting that 93rd minute winner. And Southampton put 3+ leads in the early kickoff that eased the pressure on Russell Martin, who had been under a bit of pressure after heavy defeats away at Sunderland before the international break. But both sides are kind of hot and cold at the moment, looking to move up the table. Two really top-class championship managers in Alex Neil and Russell Martin, as much as it pains me to give the latter one credit. I think this one could be very interesting. Nathan Lowe's got his first start at 18 years old, very big opportunity for him. But it's a fascinating part of the championship season when you hit game number 10, that table starts to mean something.
Don't say that.
And,
you don't mean that, Jacob. You don't mean that.
And you know, managers start to roll. We saw today Watford have given Valérien Ismaël a contract extension. I can't remember the last time Watford did that to a manager. People saying we've gone through some kind of wormhole today, and now Watford are giving extensions to managers after 9 games rather than sacking them. But there's lots to look forward to tonight. There's still Sheffield Wednesday searching for their first win of the season away at the Hawthorns, how they get on. And, of course, we're all Millwall supporters tonight as they travel down to Home Park to take on Plymouth, as well as Ipswich Town, who are taking on Hull.
No, I look forward to it. I mean, I've got to disagree with you on that table comment meaning something at the moment. Obviously, my beloved Queen's Park Rangers are sat currently in the 22nd spot of the Championship after a fairly negative start to the season. Obviously, we lost to Coventry 3-1 on the weekend. So it's not been a start I want to remember. Like I said, it's very early doors. Gareth Ainsworth, that I expect, is going to be gone by Christmas. You heard it here first, but we won't make it to QPR show this evening, although it very much could be. So, Michael, it's a big game tonight. You are, part Real Madrid fan, part Man United fan, part Exeter City fan.
Yeah, I'm on my Real Madrid shift today.
So, talk us through the fixtures tonight. What do you expect? And Madrid, obviously, coming off the back of a massive game. Obviously, last Tuesday we spoke about the fixture against Girona coming up. Obviously, they had a great start to the season, Girona, and they, were in the top spot. They win the game comfortably. Talk us through what that performance meant for Real Madrid and then what it means going forward into this fixture this evening.
Well, thanks, Niall. It meant a great deal, I have to say, but the performance didn't live up once again, at least in my opinion. Yes, they won 3-0, but if you actually had a look at that game, which I did, Real Madrid were not the better team in the first 20-25 minutes. Girona really were on top, and I have to say 3-0 is that type of occasion where the score absolutely does not reflect anything what happened on that pitch. But 3 points, and despite losing their only big game against a big opponent of the season so far against Atletico Madrid just a week ago, they are now top of the league. Barcelona dropping points against Mallorca, meaning the team from the capital lead in La Liga in the Champions League. I think we all remember as well. A 94th minute winner by their best player so far this season, Jude Bellingham, rescued 3 points against Union Berlin, who at the moment, by the way, are having a very interesting game against Braga. But back to Real Madrid, massive game today against, of course, the holders of the Serie A title, Napoli. Have a look at the team quickly. Not too many surprises. For the first time in a while, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo start together up top. Joselu, who has found some sort of a goal streak in La Liga, left on the bench for this one. Jude Bellingham, Valverde, Tchouameni and Cruz looks like the regular 4 in midfield. If we look at this season, Luka Modric dropped to the bench again for the 3rd consecutive time. It was mentioned in the news that twice in a row was the first time in his career where he was left at the bench. Well, unfortunately, that first half performance against Atletico, where Modric wasn't impressive at all, has cost him. He's on the bench again. A back 4 from Madrid of Camavinga, starting at left back once again. Rudiger, Nacho, who was suspended for 3 games in La Liga but can feature in Europe, and Carvajal. And Kepa, who's turning 29 today, it's his birthday, to Chelsea's keeper on loan at Real Madrid, is in between the sticks. On the bench, Modric, Joselu, Vasquez, Ceballos, Garcia, Mendy. So plenty of options, a few others as well. Plenty of options for Real Madrid, who are, though, playing away against Napoli. And Napoli finding their form in Serie A, not leading, currently in third place behind the two sides from Milan. Kvaratskhelia breaking his goal drought over the weekend as well. Also won their first game, but in a tight-fought contest as well. So both teams coming in with 3 points in the bag, looking to top the group after 90 minutes this evening. And I'll give it to Real Madrid, but just narrowly.
Just narrowly, okay. By the sounds of things, it's a very exciting evening ahead. With the Modric thing, right, he's 38 years old. He's been at the top of his game for centuries, it feels like. Obviously, there's recent reports as well in the Daily Mail, and you can decide how reliable that is. Lionel Messi sort of pushing for Inter Miami to sign Luka Modric as well. So would that be a nice little fairy tale ending? He moves out to Miami, he gets that, that moment in the sun with Messi and the likes of Jordi Alba and obviously David Beckham, who is sort of running the show out there. Would you like to see that? Would you like to see that happen, or do you think Modric could be involved in this Real Madrid side for another year or two, possibly?
Well, if you go back a few months ago, I think every Real Madrid fan and Luka Modric himself would have said that, well, he wants to retire at Real Madrid. And he's still playing for Croatia as well. We have to keep that in mind. Most players retire from 33, 34 years old from their national teams. He hasn't. He's still playing for his national team and Real Madrid. And we thought that after another spectacular season in last year's campaign, he would remain in Madrid. But from the very first game, it just looks like Carlo Ancelotti has made the executive decision to update the team, to put fresh legs into the starting 11. And Modric was left out almost for no reason. Unfortunately, once he was given his chances, we now perhaps see why Ancelotti has done it. He isn't at his form. And as a player who likes to play, who wants to play, who's really frustrated to be on the bench, you would expect him to leave if this continues. Unfortunately, perhaps even in winter, more possibly at the end of the season. And, well, looking at all the options, I think Inter Miami could be the realistic aim. I mean, he would link up brilliantly with Busquets and Messi. And even now, we saw what they did in the League's Cup in the summer when they won all their games and lifted the trophy. Well, goodness knows what they can do with one of the best midfielders of the century.
Very true. One of the midfielders of the century. I'll agree with you on that. It's a pure talent. And just very quickly, Anna has also joined the studio with us today. Very rudely, I forgot to introduce herself at the show. Anna, new to Expression FM. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Anna in the future. Now, Mr. Head of Marketing, are we friends again after a turbulent show last week?
It was a very stressful show.
It was
We're all good now.
Show. I don't know for people who weren't there, maybe didn't get a chance to catch it. Leny tried to fight me on air.
That is not true. I was disrespected with my team. We were pushing for the Champions League trophy, but there was disrespect going with my team.
There was rumours of disrespect after a close VAR into the intervention, which we know it actually isn't that all reliable, to be honest, as we've seen from some of the weekend antics. We've made up now, and obviously we've come over this barrier. So, talk us through the game you and Andre are covering tonight.
Galatasaray. Galatasaray have had the better start of the two teams,
okay,
with their good start in the Super League. They're currently second, just 2 points behind Fenerbahce. Galatasaray have a great team, players to watch out for. Sasha Bowie, who scored in the last game against Copenhagen, as well as
Aktürkoğlu,
he's also a good player for Galatasaray. But United right now aren't in the best of forms. They just lost to Crystal Palace, despite beating them in the EFL Cup. But I feel this could be an even game, as people are making out as if United are going to win this easily. But I feel like it could be an equal game between the two teams.
Okay, and obviously, talk us through that lineup then. I'd say either Andre or yourself, really. I was unaware of. There's a few stars sitting in that Galatasaray squad. So Icardi up top, obviously we've seen dominate Serie A in recent years. Obviously lit up the Champions Leagues as well on certain Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Silky Wilfie, in terms of, obviously you were talking about Crystal Palace, that's a natural segue to talk about Wilfried Zaha and how his first season's been. I don't know if you've seen much of Zaha so far.
Yeah, I've been following him. He hasn't played too much up until the last few games, but he's in great form right now. This Galatasaray attack in general is in fantastic form. Icardi is the top scorer of the Turkish league. Tete, man of the match last Champions League against Copenhagen, that 2-0 comeback. Very impressive. So this team's starting to really mesh together. I don't know. I have high hopes for this Galatasaray team in general.
Let's just hope they don't get any penalties tonight, yeah? Or are they going to be passing it again like they did previously? For a bit of context, Icardi They did the little messy pass, pass from the penalty, and Icardi misses an open goal from about 6 yards out.
Yeah, they tried doing the Messi Suarez. Didn't work out quite as well as we'd hoped, but it's okay. Still got the way against Ankara Gücü, and we're high hopes.
High hopes. I mean, in slight defence of Galatasaray, I think, Sam, you probably agree with me. With Onana in the sixth at the moment, it's like an open goal, isn't it? Talk to me about the Man United's number one form as of late.
Yeah, it's been hard for him. I think it's obviously hard coming into the shoes of David De Gea, who was such a brilliant keeper for so long for United. He may have dropped off a little bit, but ultimately, I think he's one of the best keepers that
shot stoppers. I think one of the top all time. Almost,
100%. One of the best that I've seen play for United, if not the best in my lifetime. But coming into his sort of position, Onana's find it hard. I think his positioning's been off. I think he's made some good saves, and his distributions look good, but I don't think he's got the confidence there at the moment. And if you're a Galatasaray attacker, you're going to be wanting to shoot against a player like Onana because, if he's not got the confidence, it's more likely to go in.
Very true. But then, talking of obviously confidence is a massive thing for a goalkeeper. But I think as well, but it took De Gea time to settle into his role at United. People scrutinised him a lot when it was his first few years at United. Obviously, it was Fergie who had that trust to originally bring him in. So I think with Onana, it will just take time, but I can see him growing into his role. We've seen it with many keepers. Coming into the Premier League does take some time. So I think Onana, it will come.
Yeah, look, it happens with goalkeepers. I think it's the longest position to grow into and make it yourself. It's very hard to come straight into a team and know exactly what they're going to expect from their goalkeeper. You've got distribution-wise and stuff like that. But it's not been terrible for Onana, but I think he'll be a little bit disappointed. And, there could be opportunities for Galatasaray if they present themselves tonight.
Yeah. Well, I keep my hope because he's still in my fantasy football, so I've still got faith that he will pull through and these clean sheets will come in as well. So, like I said, that Galatasaray side looking promising, and some few other familiar names: Davinson Sanchez at the back and Lucas Torreira in that defensive midfield role. Leny, Andre, score prediction for this game?
I'll go with a 4-1 United.
I'd say 2-1 United.
Thank you for a little bit of just, something reasonable. I'll go. No. I want to fall out. Marlow, talk us. What game have you got this evening, and what is in store for us?
Copenhagen versus Bayern Munich game. The other two teams from the group. Thank you very much. It should be quite a good game. I think. As probably a lot of people will back me up on this, Bayern will probably look to have quite a comfortable win. With that being said, Copenhagen did put quite a plucky sterling performance up against Galatasaray earlier when they played them, back from a 2-0, well, looked like a 2-0 loss, and then after half-time they came back and managed to finish and get the 3 points from the draw. So this Copenhagen side, they're looking exciting. They're looking like ones to watch, definitely. Possibly maybe a dark horse in this group. But with that being said, I think you can't underestimate their form at the moment. I mean, Harry Kane's been on an absolute blinder this season. Relatively, most times he touches the ball. So in terms of lineups tonight, Bayern obviously starting with Kane up front and
that's all you need to know.
On a regular side, Mancana at the back as well.
No, I can see the line. It's always sort of that star-studded squad. You see, there's talent all over the shop. Obviously, Musiala sitting in that number 10 role, obviously gifted, footballer, of course, could play for England, go at the likes of Alphonso Davies, Joshua Kimmich, Coman, Kane. Do you think Harry Kane will be the top goal scorer in this competition?
I think definitely he's in with a shout. There is a lot of squabbling and toing and froing.
Of course.
With who could come out on top, but I think Kane is definitely within a shout. Bellingham up there as well.
Oh, Judy. What a beautiful man.
So I think it'll be between those two, I'd say. They'll be fighting for the top.
I mean, it upsets me because we're not going to get to see Eric Choupo-Moting get 90 minutes in a quarter-final of Champions League, which seems to happen every year.
Oh, he may sometimes. I can really see Thomas Tuchel going with a front two pivot. I just see this happening. You know, I don't know, drop Joshua Kimmich right back and just go with a narrow formation with them two up top.
The things I do for a Choupo-Moting Bayern Munich shirt. Things I do.
The worst thing or the best thing, I don't know how you view it. He scores. Like, he actually scores in quarterfinals and last 16s. But no, on a serious note, I just have a few things with Bayern. First of all, what happened to Matthias de Ligt? I know he's not in the squad. I know he's injured, but he's not playing football. And in my opinion, he's the best defender Bayern have got. With all the struggles he had at Juventus, all the difficult, tricky first season, I'm just not a biggest fan of Dayot Upamecano. I think Kim Min-jae should start next to de Ligt. Leny?
It might be because de Ligt is injured.
No, I know he is, but he didn't play beforehand either. I know he is, but overall with Bayern, my question is, what is happening? Like, looking at their squad, arguably this is the best starting 11 in Europe at the moment. Obviously, some players perhaps not as big of a names like Konrad Laimer in the starting 11, and of course still lacking a big name keeper, hoping for a Neuer return very soon. But with a squad like that, Bayern should be on a 100% record in the Bundesliga, and they really should be winning better than 4-3 against Man United currently on form. Man United with their current form. So the question is, what is happening with Bayern Munich? They're not winning games as comfortably, and I won't be surprised if today they will struggle. Of course, they will win, but usually you'd expect Bayern to win 4-5-0. I can see this being more close than that. I can see a 3-1 where Bayern Munich might have to come from behind, and I'm happy to be proven wrong as often once again. So before I hand it back tomorrow, I'm looking forward to this, but questions will be asked of Bayern Munich if they don't walk through this today.
No, very true. I think the main thing that's in the Bundesliga itself stopping Bayern Munich from being at the top is a certain midfielder who used to be at Real Madrid, who's now in charge at Bayer Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso, what a job that man is doing in terms of he was just a definition of class when he was on the pitch, the way, he brushed the ball around. But in terms of he's now got that Leverkusen side playing some serious football in terms of it was nothing particularly special. He's got the likes of Granit Xhaka, who had a good season at Arsenal last year, but again, now a solid performer and, pretty much started every game for them. Xabi Alonso, is he going to be one of the most, do you think we could see him come into the Premier League, maybe a side like Liverpool, you never know, obviously Klopp's years could be numbered. Don't think he'll be there in 5 or 6 years' time. Do you think Xabi Alonso will one day be a manager in the Premier League? And if so, do you think he'll be successful?
Potentially. I mean, he scored for Liverpool, of course, 18 years ago in Istanbul. But the team more realistic is Real Madrid, of course. We must remember Carlo Ancelotti has been offered a Brazil job, and I think he has already accepted that. So a likely next move for Alonso could be Madrid in 8 months. If he continues like he has now, I won't be surprised if he ends up at the Santiago Bernabeu. Of course, almost reached the Europa League final with not the strongest Bayer Leverkusen side last season, and has really confidently started in this campaign as well. So he's proven to be a challenge for Bayern.
Yeah,
will Copenhagen be one today? We'll see.
Very true. Marlow, score prediction.
Score prediction, I think that Bayern will definitely be under more in this match.
Yeah. More pressure?
More pressure, I'd say.
Okay, sorry.
I'd say more pressure because of, as we've been talking about, the lack of immense form that everyone has expected, and the fact that they're not living up to the immense hype that they've got on their shoulders. I'd say that it will be a close game, actually. I think it'll be 2-1 Bayern. 2-1,
okay. Oh, okay. Go on, Sam.
I'm going to bring you a little update. Braga have just won it in the 94th minute in the early kickoff against Union Berlin. Andre Castro with the goal.
Google needs to update faster because that is breaking news.
SofaScore is the answer. SofaScore is the answer.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Right, so just quickly before we move on, because he's stuck in my mind. Eric Choupo-Moting. I'm looking back at his career.
He could do it at a cold Tuesday night at Stoke.
And he did do it at a cold Tuesday night in Stoke, albeit 30. How many goals do you reckon he scored in those 30 appearances?
7.
Close.
How many goals he scored at Stoke? 8.
No. 5. Boom! On the money. 5 goals in 30 appearances.
Once a Potter, always a Potter.
Exactly, and very true. And that 5 goals at Stoke secured him a transfer to Paris Saint-Germain in 2019.
Where he scored in the Champions League quarter-final.
It's ridiculous.
We all remember how he stopped the ball on the line as well for PSG.
He did. He did.
No, but ironically, he just keeps getting a move. I wouldn't say big money because not a single club has paid a single penny for him throughout his career. But he just keeps getting himself a move, and he somehow finds opportunities to start in big games and feature in a Champions League final.
I could just see him at Luton, to be honest. I could see it happening. And,
Aimson is having him every minute of the game.
They're playing Burnley tonight. It's 0-0 currently. But, I'm also with Jacob tonight on the EFL. I've got the whole of League One and the whole of League Two, and there's quite a lot of matches, to be honest.
Apart from the Exeter City match, any other games you particularly got your eye on?
Bolton Stevenage will be a good one. Bolton, tipped. I tipped them to win the league in League One. Stevenage High Flyers. That's the third versus fourth clash. Oxford United Shrewsbury. Oxford one to watch out on.
Yeah.
Portsmouth Wickham. Portsmouth, top of the league, flying. Wickham in very good form. They're my ones to watch. League Two is an interesting one. Obviously, Notts County Swindon. Notts County top of the league. Swindon third. A really, really good one. For anyone listening, Notts County are miles better than Wrexham. They were last season. And
I
always
agree.
Will be.
I agree.
You can stick that on Disney Plus. But Wrexham are playing tonight. They're playing Mansfield away. Mansfield, who are higher than them in the table. That's about it. Lots of games to keep you updated. I'm sure I'll keep you up on anything spectacular.
Yeah, on the Braga game that Sam mentioned, it kind of came off my attention in the first place. Braga actually came from 2-0 down. Union Berlin were 2-0 up 38 minutes in.
First ever Champions League home match for Union Berlin. And it's not actually at home. They're playing at the Olympiastadion, Hertha Berlin
I've got a lot of
Stadium.
love for
With
Union.
Leonardo Bonucci at the back.
I
But it just shows you, though, Lenny. No, it just shows you how experience matters in the Champions League. A team which is stronger on paper, a team that has done well in the Europa League last season, a team with experience, losing it to a team which had more experience in this specific competition.
But yeah, Union Berlin, what a story though. What a story.
It's just the beginning, perhaps.
I saw a friendly QPR played Union Berlin in 2018. They were in the second division of the Bundesliga, and they were rubbish. They still beat us, but in terms of they were rubbish at the time.
In the last 5 seasons, they've gone from the second division Bundesliga to Bundesliga. Then they've also played in the Conference League, the Europa League, and now the Champions League.
To be fair, I saw QPR Manchester United friendly, and QPR won that match. So friendlies.
Friendlies.
And you'll be playing Exeter next year.
Oh, don't say that, please don't. I can't. It's just anyway. Also, the game I'll be. Before I start talking about myself, Mr. Tom Langley, head of news and head of tech. I'm now sort of viewing you in my own eyes as you've sort of rescued us twice now. It's 2 weeks on the trot. Tell us who you're covering, what game you're covering, and what you expect from that game tonight.
Yes, so very interesting. Inter Milan versus Benfica tonight. I'm feeling quite confident for Inter Milan just because I think they've got on their attacking. They've got Martinez who scored. He scored all 4 of the goals in their 4-0 game on Saturday, and also earlier on in the season scored a goal to bring it to 1 equal. So someone who I think is being put up quite up front here. Say he's on the attack tonight. So I'm feeling quite confident that Inter Milan is going to do quite well. But then again, my prediction from Saturday wasn't.
Exactly.
I'm scared to ask what was it? It wasn't a 3-0 Exeter over Reading. It was bad as that.
Nothing's worse than that, Michael. After all, just to remind anyone if they are listening, me and Michael did the Exeter City Reading commentary for Papa John's Trophy. What did you predict, Michael, for that game?
I think it was 3-1.
Yeah, I said 3-0, and Exeter proceeded to lose 9-0. So in terms of reading to that what you will, our ball knowledge is.
What was Tom's though?
What was Tom's
Prediction for this?
What was your prediction? Was it 2-0?
I think it was 2-0.
2-0, and I said 3-1 to Exeter City. So in terms of
You Grecians.
yeah, I need to probably run in. No, but I think you're right. Tom. I think Inter do go in favourites, and obviously are sitting top of Serie A at the moment. So I think that'll probably be what we expect to see tonight. So of course, we will keep you keep us updated. If there's any goals, you are our man to talk to. So I am doing the Arsenal game, but before I talk about Arsenal, I want to move my focus to RH10, and that is the postcode I reside in at home, which is Crawley. Crawley, what a start to the season, by the way.
I thought they'd go down.
You all doubted us. And I must say, who's laughing now? In terms of it's a serious start to the season. Lots of players left in the summer. People were questioning the process, questioning those in charge.
You're owners are dreadful.
The Expression group chat was going off a few times over the summer with a lot of, I'm going to say hate directed towards my beloved Crawley Town. So it's been a great start to the season.
They're second.
Yeah, well, no, technically, with this at the moment, they're top. That's only because Notts County still playing.
And you were still knocked out from the Carabao Cup by Mr. James Scott.
Yeah.
Well, there are worse people to be knocked out by.
No,
so and it's helped us. So, like I said, I haven't lost in the last 5, and I'm sure we'll go into our fixtures. So, who are we playing tonight? I should know that. We're playing Doncaster away, and it's already kicked off. So, I shall keep you in the loop there, and hopefully give a chance to Crawley to go top. And I'll also be focusing on the Arsenal game as well, which we've spoken about. Have a quick look at the 11. But yeah, obviously Arsenal this year, it'll be nice to see a chance for the likes of Bukayo Saka, see what he brings to this tournament. It's his first time involved in the Champions League, really. So I'd like to see him light up, and I think he will. Obviously, he's in the front three today of Trossard, Jesus, and Saka. Gabriel Jesus, I think, not the answer that Arsenal need at the moment. I do think he's seen it on Paul Merson's openly criticised him, the likes of Eddie Nketiah. I think Arsenal do need to go out and get a striker in this January transfer window. Otherwise, they are not going to be able to compete in the Champions League going forward, and they're not going to be able to compete against the dominant Manchester City side. That is.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I thought last summer Jesus was the answer.
Yeah,
but Arteta, a brilliant manager, but he plays Jesus on the wing. Yeah, which I think is so odd. You've brought in such a good striker. He was brilliant at City, and you play him on the wing. And unfortunately to Eddie Nketiah, a decent player, but Eddie Nketiah is not going to score you 30 goals a season and win you the Premier League. Unfortunately, he'll score you 5 and maybe get you to an FA Cup final. But yeah, they need to go out, get a striker. Who I've got no idea, but yeah, they need a proper goal scoring number 9.
What were you going to say, Mikey?
No, I just thought I'd think of a number 9 before it comes to me,
doesn't it?
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't actually know who they go out and sign. I don't really know.
I always thought Vlahovic, but then he's not scoring that many.
Yeah.
But
I don't think there's anyone out there at the moment. In January.
I mean, Osimhen, there's been some issues at Napoli now.
Wouldn't go to Arsenal.
Ivan Toney? Possibly.
I don't think
no experience though in the Champions League.
I don't think January for Toney. I think you have to get back running after.
And you would want a big name striker, who's scored in big games for big clubs.
I could see Ivan working it. Obviously, Ivan actually returned to his first fixture today against Como in a friendly behind closed doors.
But if Arsenal want to be up there, like Man City signed Haaland, and there was a guaranteed goal scorer, you would want the same for Arsenal.
You can't rival the Haaland signing unless you bring Mbappe in, which is just impossible.
I would say Lautaro Martinez.
Oh yeah, right. Actually, shout yeah.
But I don't think he'll move anyway.
No.
Would you move though? I mean, Inter Milan were in the Champions League final, and in my opinion, will win the Serie A this season.
We scored 4 this other week.
Exactly, off the bench.
Oh, yeah. So I think, but I think at the moment, yeah, right. I think who actually goes in there, I don't know. But Eddie Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus aren't going to win you a league, and they're definitely not going to win you a Champions League. But I think Arsenal will do it tonight. I'm going to say maybe a 2-0 victory. But obviously, my score predictions don't always go as planned. But like I said, it's obviously Declan Rice's first year in the Champions League as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he adjusts to sort of that system, sort of playing on a Tuesday. And obviously, he did get European glory last year, but in a less prestigious competition, should we say, with the Conference League as well. So Kai Havertz as well, also in the frame. A guy I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan of Kai Havertz. Marlow, we have got a good friendship, I would say, but unfortunately, you are a Chelsea fan, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So,
but unfortunately, however,
and how did you feel then? So, when Kai Havertz went to Arsenal, was that something you were relieved about to have him off your hands, or were you?
I was. To be honest, I was not relieved. I was annoyed at him.
Why?
I felt as though he still had a lot to offer the club, and that just because times were getting tough, that was sort of his cue to leave and look for pastures more green. I feel as though not the most loyal of showings, to be honest.
But surely, it maybe a slight bias coming in here, but most places in London now are slightly greener than the green of Stamford Bridge. So
I agree.
And just quickly, because I want to get your take on it quickly, because you've got like 10 more minutes until the Champions League kicks off. Thoughts? What is going on at Chelsea? I asked Michael this briefly last Wednesday, and he sort of had to bring me back down to earth as I got slightly passionate about a team I don't have too much love for. So what's going on?
Sorry, I mean, obviously it was a bit of a wobbly, shaky start to the season.
Yeah.
0-0 against Bournemouth, which was really, we should have done better there. But a 2-0 win away against Fulham just yesterday, which I think was a very strong result. Really proved that when Chelsea can come together, we can look pretty formidable. Especially in attack, I think Mudryk had a game, finally got his long-awaited first Premier League goal.
Shocking haircut from Madrid. By the way.
I actually, over the summer, I was mistaken for Mudryk on a train.
See, I think you look fantastic. Actually, I didn't see that very well.
But I am a fan of Mudryk. To be fair, I think that he does have similarly have a lot to give the club. I think he does have an element of maturing still to do, but I think that we're finally starting to see him mature and grow into the position, grow into the club, get more comfortable.
Yeah.
And Chelsea as a club, they've been, especially with the likes of Potter and when Lampard came back for a bit, there was loads of toing and froing and there wasn't much stability at all. There was a lot of tussling and jostling for position.
Yeah.
You heard stories of players having to sit down in the sort of the conference room and all that because the club was just so bloated and there weren't enough chairs.
Yeah.
But now I think with Poch, he's definitely found that long-awaited stability that Chelsea have been lacking, and hopefully now that we've got something to grasp hold of, we can use that to haul ourselves up from the depths.
And they're pretty low depths as well, actually.
Yeah, but hopefully we can haul ourselves up and get it.
Well, they were saying, I read something somewhere that it is relegation form there at the time, but we've seen at Chelsea. But look, if you spend £1 billion, it's got to work at some point. So I'm sure it will start to click for Poch's men.
That's the theory.
Yeah, at some point. And just briefly, none of us don't think have mentioned Luton Burnley, who are currently 25 minutes in, both sides looking for their first victory in the Premier League. I think Luton are going straight back down, in all honesty. But Vincent Kompany, sort of Sam, this is why I'm interested to get your take on this. Obviously, I spoke to Michael about it last week, and obviously Leny and Andre. I had him tipped to get this Burnley side re-established, and they'd be, I was thinking 11th, 12th. Is it a case of, we spoke about the fixtures they've had so far at the start of the season have been horrible? Do you think it's going to turn around for Burnley, or do you think it's premature? We all got a bit excited because how good they were in the Championship. Is this, are we right to be on the Vincent Kompany hype train, or should we probably get off it now?
I think get off the hype train. I thought this from the start of the season. Burnley lost a lot of their players they had last year. Quite a lot of them were on loan from bigger clubs. They had some really good players on loan from Man City. Chelsea, the likes of Ian Maatson, who's now back at Chelsea. I think jump off the hype train. Their goalkeeper is a League One goalkeeper. James Trafford, cool. He's fanboyed by Thogden, but cool. He's not actually that good in the Premier League, I think, yet. He's very young. He's had 2 stellar seasons in League One, but it's such a massive jump. And I think Kompany hasn't got the players that he had last year. So, do I think they'll go down? Probably not. But I don't think they'll be high flying like everyone thought they would be. But they're considerably better than Luton and Everton, so I think they'll be okay.
Oh, it's just. I hate watching Luton play football. I think it's shocking. I won't use the word I want to use to describe it. Obviously, James Trafford, though 20 years old, should add our year at school, Sam, as well. So he would currently be in probably third year now had he not taken a gap year. So he could have been playing Bucks football like our deputy station manager is as well. But unfortunately, fortunately, he's playing for Burnley instead. So like I said, lots of football in and around, and kick-off shortly to come. We've got 5 minutes and kicks off. What about the EFL? Any games kicked off yet, Jacob? Or?
We've got a new leader in the Championship, Ipswich Town. No one can stop them at the moment. They've already taken the lead against Hull City. It's Wes Burns who scored for the Tractor Boys, and it was an assist from none other than Connor Chaplin for that goal. And a terrible moment early on for Huddersfield's goalkeeper. Obviously, I don't like Huddersfield very much at the moment. They got rid of Warnock. Why on earth would you do that?
I hope he comes QPR.
And Siriki Dembele, who got the shot from 20 yards, but given away straight from a goal kick by Lee Nichols, and Birmingham have taken the lead. Birmingham, who started the season really, really well until they came up against a certain South Welsh team, got thrashed, and their season's gone downhill since then. But maybe it's started to turn around for them at the sort of construction site that is St Andrews at the moment.
I am really foolishly, I don't know why I did this, I bet £10 with a housemate and his dad, so 2 separate £10, that Ipswich would go down. That is just...
That is crazy.
I bet, we're not
betting.
pro-betting,
I had a wage
do we want
say,
real money 18 plus bet responsibly when the fun stops stop? But, I think... Personally, I think Ipswich is getting promoted. I think you're right. I know. I've thought this since the start of the season.
Oh, I don't know where my head was.
Unbelievable team.
You believe that more and more. I mean, as you watch.
I believe that the minute there was a lot of minutes when they beat us 6-0 away, and I was there, and we were 5-0 down within 20 minutes. I knew from that day that was a Premier League team.
Well, you said that you think
Unbelievable.
Leicester won't win the league. You think Ipswich will get it?
Leicester win the league. I think Ipswich come second, and Sunderland win the playoffs.
Oh no!
I mean, we beat Sunderland. So how on earth is a team that loses to us?
You're Cardiff. You bottle it somewhere.
But in terms of let's briefly talk about Cardiff.
Oh no, let's not.
No, why not? So in terms of, I thought we had a bond supporting rubbish Championship clubs. Clearly that bond is broken now, and you've gone up in the world. So Cardiff now currently sitting in 4th. Obviously, game's just kicked off on my screen here anyway. Talk to us. What does the season look like as a Cardiff fan so far?
Well, I mean, we're just crying out for some stability as a club, really. Sort of 4 managers in the last 12 months. You want someone to stay there sort of a bit more permanently. And I think you've got a genuine plan with the team now that we haven't had for a long time. He's got a very set sort of structure. It will be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of months, obviously with no Rambo for definitely the short to medium term. He's out for 2 months and devastating both for us and also for Wales. But I think it's interesting because we're still under this transfer ban, so all the players that we've brought in have been on free transfers, and apparently Vincent Tan's been shelling investments left, right and centre and building up rumours around £35 million to spend in January on new investment and players into the club. So it is exciting times at the football club at the moment, but the Championship's bizarre. We all know that certain teams can have fantastic first halves of the season and then fall off huge cliffs and nearly go down in the second half.
It never helps if a manager leaves in October, who has now been sacked by Rangers as well. Mikhail was sacked by Rangers earlier this week, which you're all happy to see. But really strong start for Cardiff. And another few, obviously, the goals there. Barnes there also 1-0 up against Cambridge United and Leyton Orient 1-0 against Lincoln. Sorry, Sam, I'm sort of stealing your role here. I feel quite...
It's all right. Notts County are also 1-0 up against Swindon.
I didn't see that.
David McGoldrick, who should not be playing in League Two.
That is so rogue.
Yeah, David McGoldrick and Macaulay Langstaff up front is unbelievable. That would rip up the Championship.
McGoldrick, I take QPR 100% over Dykes. Is a goal machine. Everywhere he goes, he scores goals. And just briefly as well, Northampton Town 1-0 up against obviously Reading. We know there's lots of issues going on there, and we won't spend the show talking about that. But Northampton Town possibly kicking on, Tom, from what we saw on the weekend. From what you saw from Northampton, do you think if they continue playing like that, they'll be able to sustain themselves as a League One side this season?
I think so. I think as we said on Saturday, and I think a lot of it was down to luck that we saw Northampton Town. I think the first goal was down to poor communication from Exeter City on a wide. There was a huge gap which they just took the opportunity and seized it. But I do think they do seem to have very good communication, and I think actually it'd be interesting to see the 2 teams that beat Exeter, which one actually wins out of it. But no, I do think I think they got a good chance. And actually, I think they might be a team that does quite well this season. Especially going against Exeter City. So.
Yeah, I mean, shocking away fans though in terms of virtually no noise, and there's about 40 of them there. So I'm surprised. It was sickening, Sam, actually, to see how rubbish they were. Northampton Town's away fans.
Luton has set a bad example, their fans, because they were quiet as well.
Who, Luton fans?
Yeah, I thought so.
They must have sold it out.
No, they didn't.
No, that's the funniest thing.
That's outrageous. And why would you want to be a Luton fan? So 8 o'clock, meaning the Champions League is underway. Right, who do you reckon is going to score first? Humour me. All these games. Is it going to be Madrid? Is it going to be Arsenal?
Galatasaray is going to score first.
Copenhagen.
I know, I'm enjoying this Copenhagen shout. I'm enjoying it. But Leny, so Galatasaray going to score first. Why is that?
It's always going to happen. United always go down first. And then...
second and third these days.
This game, I don't know what's going to happen. I said 4-1 United, but it could be 4-1 Galatasaray for all I know. The way United are playing... It's confusing because we have Amrabat at left back today. Again.
Yeah. But he's not in goal.
No,
he said he's playing goal, so that could happen.
But if we need a backup goal, we have Bayern Dir. Came from Fenerbahce. He's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So has he played for United yet?
He's not played. He hasn't played yet.
No, I'm looking at Napoli versus Real Madrid, and Clement Turpin is in charge. I won't be surprised if we see the whole back line sent off in about 5 minutes and probably 2 penalties the other way. So Nacho will have to hope he's not sent off early for the second time in a week. And we've kicked off here in Napoli. Real Madrid, this black and yellow kit, I have to say, absolutely lovely. But Napoli holding the ball now, and we'll see what they get up to now. I think we can get a goal here early. Maybe not as early as United and Galatasaray, but probably the second team to score. could be Real Madrid or Napoli. Can't see which one though.
Can't see which one there. And then Arsenal as well. Like I say, me and Sam have sort of both got the Arsenal game in our sights at the moment. Len, what is the capacity of that stadium? In terms of it looks quite full. Atmosphere-wise, it always looks quite good. Yeah,
they're always bouncing in France.
Yeah.
Except if it's PSG on a Champions League night, you know. But yeah, absolutely amazing for Lens. You know, they've been relegated and promoted 3 times since they last played in the Champions League. So an absolutely amazing night for them and their fans. Also, Arsenal first away Champions League leg in about 5 years. And their
6.
kit is very, very nice.
Oh, I think it's gorgeous, isn't it? 38,000 is they've just googled it.
38,000, and it will be packed.
And that'll be in good voice as well. I mean, I remember having conversations at school in terms of people mocking the Arsene Wenger. Sorry, Michael, for
No, actually, the last time Arsenal have played in away, their last away game before today in the Champions League, I'm afraid, was a 5-1 defeat in Munich.
That used to happen all year.
So,
it was like 10-2
on
aggregate. Yeah.
Twice in a row.
The second game was at home, so the last away defeat was a 5-1. It was 1-0 at half time, and then just things horribly fell apart. But
that Bayern side must have been stacked at the time. Was Ruban and Ribery still there?
yeah, he scored an absolute screamer in that
Arturo
game.
Vidal chipped
Arturo
the keeper
Vidal.
in the second leg.
Who was in goal for Arsenal? They're not voice.
Spina.
Spina. See all these names.
Streets remember.
In the second leg, Arsenal went 1-0 up, and then he had 3 more goals, and people for a second actually believed that miracles could happen.
Yeah,
and then 5 went the other way.
That was Theo Walcott with that goal.
Yeah.
Theo Walcott recently retired. Theo Walcott. He did retire with Theo Walcott.
He
didn't
did indeed. Yeah.
He'd
still be able to play in the lower leagues, I think.
I think he should have, maybe gone down to Championship or even League One or QPR. Would have been great to see Theo Walcott at QPR.
QPR's like a retirement home.
Yeah, I don't. People wouldn't want to retire there. It's like a care home in terms of it's just not a place to be at the moment.
Yeah,
It's really not.
0-0 across all the Champions League games at the moment, though. A few more goals in League One. Oxford United, high flying, took the lead 1-0. Mark Harris and Bolton are 1-0 up against
Oxford
Stevenage.
United, that's another shocking one in terms of start of last season was nothing crazy for Oxford United.
Really, really good turnaround.
What changed there this summer for Oxford?
They signed Mark Harris as well, who I cannot speak highly enough of. He's a very, very talented young Welsh striker. I don't really know why we let him go, to be honest.
Regularly, another good signing from Ipswich, and Ruben Rodriguez, who masterminded that promotion for Notts County. Really, really good under their gaffer as well. So
I think we've seen that, haven't we, in terms of for a lot of these squads, it is the recruitment is the key. Is who you bring in. Of course, we've seen Andre Leny. What's this? I can see faces going all over the shop here.
Nothing going on.
No, nothing going on. Just like normal. I thought it was out, but they didn't call it out. Stuff like that, Just passionate fan.
No controversial VARs or anything as such.
Not yet.
No, well, talking of controversial VAR, while we've got the time and nothing's happened as of yet.
The audio was released.
Oh, was it? Oh, I haven't heard it. Oh, into the mic, Leny.
While we were on air.
Well, while we were on air, so we couldn't hear what they were saying, but they showed the audio and everything, apologising for the errors they made during the Liverpool Spurs game.
Oh, well, that was just disgraceful, though, in terms of that. But
it's a tough one.
But as a Liverpool fan, although it's onside, and it's a great strike from Luis Diaz anyway. But as a Liverpool fan, there's only so much apologising. You've seen it before, Jake, as well in the Championship, where there's no VAR. Referees come out and publicly apologise. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. And I've sort of seen certain pundits talk about it in a different way. I saw one bloke, I don't know what you guys will think on this one. He was saying what should have happened is the referee should have acknowledged there's been an error, gone over to the managers, brought the captains over. And here's what he said on Sky Sports. And he was like, brought them over, given the goal. Well, do you know what he suggested was drop ball and roll the ball in there, like that Leeds game that time. That would have just been, and they talk about the integrity of football. I think you would lose integrity by doing that. Marlow, you're a wise man. You ooze off wise energy. What is the right way to do that? Is there a way you can go back? You've did 2-3 minutes on and they've realised a huge mistake's been made. What would you do in that situation?
I think as a referee, you have to conduct yourself with an air of professionalism and an air of sticking by your guns. Even if you did make the wrong decision, the professional thing to do would, in my book, perhaps carry on with the game, act as though in your mind it was the right decision, and then afterwards and that's when you can address, maybe looking back in retrospect, you could frame it.
But Liverpool fans don't enjoy the word retrospect, and they don't respond very well. So
you get why. You've got to understand why.
No, I think what made it worse, and I'm going to jump on here, it happened in a game where everything was going against Liverpool. They were playing with 9 men for 30 minutes. And when that goal was scored, it was only a few minutes after Jones had been sent off for the Merseyside side. That as well, and we'll get onto that after. Yeah. But on this topic, had it happened in any other game, we had massive mistakes in the past. I don't know, the one that springs to mind, the goal not given for Frank Lampard against Germany as Rodrigo gets one-on-one with the keeper. What a save from Meret. Real Madrid almost breaking the deadlock within 6 minutes in this game, and the attack doesn't end. Flag stayed down, and Madrid almost opening a score. You know how I said you could see an early goal here. Well, we almost got one there for Rodrigo, who returned to the starting lineup as the attack continues. It's toward Vinicius now on the left-hand side, and I actually stay on this game towards Bellingham now, and it's because it always mean a goal. And now it goes out for a goal kick, and I'll get back to what I was saying. Yeah, it just makes things worse. The way it happened with Liverpool, at the time it happened. Yeah, what I was saying, it could happen at any moment. We had massive referee mistakes in the past and people got over them eventually, or perhaps some didn't. But the fact it happened in this context, well, I can see Jacob nodding his head, maybe not. But the fact that it happened in this game, and the fact it took so long as well, it just made things worse. And the red card, both of them actually, which were very controversial, just added to the whole image.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of games for any referees or any officials. I've got to say, Michael, there are two things I love about Expression FM. One of them is, of course, he's not here at the moment, Joseph Terry's pronunciations of words and your excitement we get midway through, a little speech, and you can really, I really felt like I was watching the Madrid game there. So thank you for that moment we just shared. Jacob, I've seen a slightly dodgy stream from yours, lots of loading. You look a couple of minutes behind. Is that? I don't know if that's the extra uni Wi-Fi or just
we'll blame Ed Jerome for that one. But I think something has happened in League One. I think.
Sam,
Exeter 1 up.
It's Exeter City 1-0 up against Charlton. I was about to say talk me through the goal. Obviously, you can't.
I can't talk us through the goal, but it is James Scott. The Flying Scott who scored 23 minutes in, and Exeter, against the run of play, take the lead away at the Valley. And maybe Tom Pachilla, who was there, will see an away win.
Well, I think he will. I mean, there's something about Tuesday nights for Exeter City, and they just sort of. Well, no, actually, no, that's not true.
There are 9 individual bits of evidence.
Recent Tuesdays. There's something about it in terms of surely Gary Caldwell. That's what he would want to see, and Tom, you'll agree with us as well. After seeing that performance on Saturday. There's no better way to bounce back. Charlton, obviously, aside, aren't on the greatest of form, but to go in, how many minutes gone is that, Sam, in that game?
23 minutes in, Exeter take the lead. Reece Cole with the assist, and Exeter up to 5th now.
Reece Cole with the assist. That doesn't shock me, but he must have put in about, I'd say, 11 or 12 chances into the box on Saturday and just not met by
a quality player, Reece Cole.
Yeah. How long has he been at the Grecians for?
Exeter took the lead just from the summer. Yeah.
Oh, really? Where did they
signed
sign him from?
in the summer as a free agent. And Portsmouth also losing at the moment. It could be their first loss of the season. They're 1-0 down to Wycombe.
Portsmouth, very good side. And double check. The score is still 0-0 Burnley. They're nearly at half time. Obviously, both sides looking to get their first goal. I'm going to quickly check the Crawley score as well while we're here. Crawley still 0-0 against Doncaster. And again, it's 0-0 in the Arsenal game. Not much happening in the Arsenal game so far. Took fairly even from what I've seen, Sam, that Arsenal-Lens game. Of course, we'll keep you updated because you never know. With Starboy, Bukayo Saka, anything can happen at any time. Now, there's 2 brains on this game. What's the insight so far?
Well, so far it's looking very equal, but Galatasaray have had some chances. Kerem with the run, he nearly got past everyone, but he couldn't get the goal. But so far it's been, and Onan's just nearly given a goal away. But United
what happened?
He was trying to kick it out, but then one of the Galatasaray players nearly kicked it in.
Yeah.
But so far it's been an equal game, so we could see either team's winning today.
Either team's winning today. Good. Marlow, fill us in. Anything happening is it in Copenhagen tonight?
It is, yes, it is.
Copenhagen, that's in Denmark.
It is, yes.
Yes, right. Yes. No, I don't do geography. I do English. That's fine.
It's been quite a frantic match, actually. Copenhagen were really putting a lot of pressure on Bayern at the start. They had a fair few chances. Copenhagen centre-back, Vavrov, absolutely thundered a volley from the edge of the box. It was deflected in the end, but I think it was Davies. And then after that, quickly, Bayern having a string of corners, which... and there's a chance in the box for... Oh, no, it was an awful touch, to be honest. And there's a bit of scrapping, and Copenhagen can get it clear. But back to what I was saying, Bayern then had a string of corners, which Copenhagen managed to snuff out the danger. But it's It has been quite a frantic start to this game so far. Things have settled down slightly, but both teams look to be really piling on the pressure early on in this game.
I mean, that's an exciting group, isn't it? In terms of if Copenhagen can go through round of 16, it's going to be an upset on the hands for one of those sides. Any involvement from Harry Kane so far, or has he not really had much chance?
No, hasn't really had much chance. Tried to get his head on one of the corners, but it was just too high. And so he's kind of been lurking around. He's been making good areas, running in the right places, but in terms of actual touches he's made, he hasn't really...
Very little.
Speaking of strings of corners, Real Madrid just had 3 in a row and a free header from Tchouaméni on the final one of those. So Real Madrid by far on top in the first 10, and I can see Andre just changing his stream on his laptop to that Real Madrid game. So I like the loyalty now. So we've got 2 brains now, but on a different game, the one happening in Italy. So Lenny's left on his own.
Okay, you'll survive. A lot of knowledge in that brain. I'm sure you'll be fine.
And Real Madrid on top.
Yeah, and obviously you spoke about you saw the Real Madrid Girona game, yeah. Does there look like there's an improvement in that game so far in the opening 10 minutes?
Oh, definitely. And I think that one of those improvements is Rodrigo, who has been the most active man on the pitch so far for Real Madrid. Already had 2 shots in this game as Napoli attack now with Kvaratskhelia, and this could always spring danger for the side in blue. And he's brought down now by Carvajal. The attack continues though as Bellingham intercepts for Madrid. Yeah, Rodrigo, massive impact for Real Madrid in this game. Already had 2 shots, and as much as Joselu is a good striker, Vinicius and Rodrigo together just gives you the pace, gives you the options, gives you the channels to play the ball through. And so far it has worked. And on the corners, Real Madrid have also been very, very dangerous. But Napoli with the ball, and we can see if they can stabilise it here.
Talk to me. Has anything gone on so far? Is it in Milan? It's in Milan, isn't it?
Yeah, in Milan.
Anything happened so far?
Yeah, so I was about to actually say it's been pretty quiet so far, but as I was about to start speaking, Inter Milan, they very, very close to scoring a goal. It literally bounced off the top of the football net, so they were in the box. It was very, very close score. I mean, actually starting the match, they were sort of almost struggling a bit. You saw Benfica, they were sort of just, they had very good communication between the two of them, and sort of like passing the ball very well between them, but it seems to be changing now, but I have to wait and see how that goes.
Have to wait and see how it goes. Good. Like I said, if a goal comes, Tom, grab that microphone off Marlow. You've got to fight for it. That's part of our Soccer Saturday vibe that we give here. But it's not Soccer Saturday, it's Tuesday Night Sport. So, like I said, nothing else really going on. It's been a quiet start. There's been no, apart from the Exeter City dominating so far, and it's always good to see the Grecians performing well. But this Arsenal game as well, it's sort of been, I've seen Arsenal a lot in the sort of final thirds, but again, not knowing what to do about it again. Ties back to that conversation. Oh, and Arsenal on the break now. Can they get Niall for that to strike? And it's a goal for us! I've only just come for it.
Champions League goal
Gabriel Jesus, first Champions League goal of the night, covered by new head of sport and, where we learn it from. Sam Park, obviously Michael as well, not putting any shade there. Talking to their goals now, I've only just sort of recently seen that Arsenal have been sitting in that final third. I was about to say struggling to get chances and struggling to get, let one rip there, but in terms that's probably not the right expression. So in terms of Gabriel Jesus, for confidence now, what do you think that will do for him?
Yeah, great confidence. Good work by Saka by the looks of things there. Pounced on that poor pass from the Lens player. Easy pass, and then Gabriel Jesus just rolls it into the corner nicely. And that is what Arsenal would have wanted, going away to Lens. Atmosphere is going to be high. The energy is going to be good in the stadium, and Arsenal just silencing that crowd early on. Looks like a really good finish there from Jesus, and that'll do him the world of good. First Champions League goal of the night.
No, definitely, and a player that has scored a lot in the Champions League, some notable goals in his career. For Lens, though, I can see them struggling this group, and they are struggling in this game so far. Yes, they got a draw against Sevilla, but that's another team that is struggling as well. Lens did lose a key player in the summer, Sekou Fofana, who he left to Al Nassr to join Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, and many others as well. So he was a big loss. I can't remember. Another big player left for Lens in the summer. And so far they're struggling today.
Their striker went to Leipzig.
Yeah.
16 goals last season.
Openda, that's the one.
Openda, yeah. 16 goals and unfortunately now playing in Germany.
No, and you can see them missing them already as Vinicius might have a chance. Now it's Carvajal on the edge, looking for that ball into the middle. It's just cleared. Now Rodrigo with the overhead kick. And it's deflected for a corner. Absolute chaos.
Carvajal put the ball in for an overhead kick, sort of glimpses back to Ronaldo days against Juventus.
Yeah, there was a bit less freedom there for Rodrigo. There are a few players around him there, but it's going to be another corner. Real Madrid, I mean, I don't want to jump on it too early, but this is the best I've seen them play so far this season.
Yeah. Well, in League and Champions League. Both.
Yes.
And we have a Premier League goal as well coming through.
Who's it for?
And it is for Burnley.
Oh, Finns are coming in.
Luton,
Deserved. Who
Luton
scored?
1-0 down at home. Burnley take the lead in the 41st minute. And the goal, I think, is by Zahraoui. No, it's not. I will update you in a minute, but I think
Leny, talk to us.
Goal for Manchester United. Højlund with the goal.
Talk us through it.
A crossing from Rashford. Højlund runs in, slides in, gets it in with a little tap for his bomber's foot, and he gets it in.
Good little finish.
I would say good little finish, but he collided with the goal. He might have been hurt from that, but he's all good.
Yeah. I mean, Andre, what's Muslera doing there? Surely, he's got to be getting to those.
No. Muslera is not blame here. Angelino was pushing up too far, left back. Left Rashford wide open, the wing. He had an easy cross to do. And
Again, I think for Rashford as well, that'd be what he needs as well, getting involved with the goals again. Shame he can't do it in the Premier League.
It's a great finish from Højlund, but I have to say that the offside line for Galatasaray is just non-existent. They're not attempting to do one, but then they're not attempting to defend deeply as well. It just, everything is wrong about that defending, and Rashford gets acres of space. It's very difficult for Højlund though after the cross, and he does well there. 1-0 United, and I'm delighted to hear that, and hoping for a 1-0 in my game as well.
Watching back the replay, it wasn't actually a shot with the foot, it was actually a header. He slid in.
That is so Chris Kamara of you. In terms of, what is that? You thought
He was sliding in, and then he used his head to get in the score.
Fine, okay, yeah. I mean, we'll have to watch that back. Andre, not the start Galatasaray wanted. Are you still hopeful they can get something from this game?
Maybe.
Maybe there. Also, awful news, guys. Absolutely horrible news. Crawley 1-0 down as well.
Crawley 1-0 down. Loads of action in the EFL. I'll just jump on this one quickly. Sheffield Wednesday, the worst team in the Championship by a mile, are 1-0
so
down.
bad. They could be down by like the end of December.
Christmas. West Brom 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. Doncaster Rovers obviously winning against Crawley. We got a goal for Bristol Rovers. Boo. They're 1-0 up against Port Vale. Birmingham 2-0 up in the Championship now against Huddersfield. Tranmere score against Bradford. And Fleetwood are also 1-0 up against Cheltenham. Cheltenham, who haven't scored a league goal this season. This is their 11th game of the season, and they haven't scored.
Is that at home, or is it just in
general?
In general?
No player for their team has scored a goal for them this season at any competition. They've scored one goal, and it was an own goal from Bristol Rovers in the Papa John's Trophy.
That is just ridiculous.
So no one in Cheltenham has kicked the ball in the net.
That makes me feel slightly better at myself because I have to do it because there's slightly to do. Queen's Park Rangers. Guess when the last time was they won a game at home? Guess what month it was?
January.
No. Have a guess. Just
November.
Close.
Was it December?
October.
Oh, no.
We haven't won a game at home since October 2022. Is that, Leny, you claim to be a part-time QPR fan. What's going wrong there?
I think it's Gareth Ainsworth.
You say Gareth out?
No,
I'm so Gareth out.
We've got an update, and by my voice, I think you can sense. But no, I completely switched off there. But Napoli take the lead. I was almost sent to sleep by Real Madrid's football. But it's Lobotka who breaks the deadlock for Napoli, and Kepa. Oh my goodness me! It's a corner kick for Napoli. It's delivered towards the far post. Kepa goes to punch it out, completely hits it. It's headed towards the crossbar, goes off the crossbar, and then headed in. It's Ostergaard, actually, of course. It's not Lobotka, but oh my goodness. Kepa Arrizabalaga, if you were going to celebrate your birthday, this is not the way to do it. Absolutely awful keeping from Kepa, and after it bounces off the crossbar, it's headed into the empty net by Napoli's centre-back. Real Madrid, who have been on top, are now behind.
Not a position they need to be.
I said that. I mean, we kind of got our predictions right. And Arsenal were the first to score. I was going to say United and then Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So we were right with the order. But yeah, a goal from Arsenal just ruining our predictions. 19 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock as we restart in Italy. And Real Madrid behind. And Kepa... we thought a man to replace Thibaut Courtois, second big game of the season, and a big error straight away.
I mean, it's hard. I think Courtois is probably one of the best keepers in the world.
The best.
So I mean, a very.
Apparently, 7 good games in the World Cup is better than a big season, but.
Well, well, we can always talk about that another TNS show. But in terms of Thiago Courtois, hard boots to fill, hard gloves to fill, very big hands. So in terms of it's always. Don't know why we said that. Marlow, moving away from Courtois' huge hands. What's going on in Copenhagen?
In Copenhagen, things have calmed down a lot. There's a lot of toing and throwing back from the halfway line, but the match is very much staying centre, I'd say. As Bayern do actually push forward, but the ball has gone out. There's been a lot of sort of beginnings of chances looking to happen. A lot of attacking plays starting to look pretty fruitful, but then
Pretty fruitful. What makes it fruitful? Tell me.
they both teams, I think, are really looking to push forward, and they both look to be trying to get an early goal here. To break the deadlock, really. And it seems as though at the start of every attacking movement, it looks very sort of set piecey, and a lot of players really pushing up front, trying to find the wide channels, especially for Bayern. Actually, at this early stage, they've been utilising the wide channels a lot. With Sane and Coman really, and we might have another.
Where's Andre? I mean,
Shot out of my skin, Christ.
My heart's gone. My heart's gone. We'll get security are on the way. What's happened?
Well, just an absolute blunder from Onana. I'm not really sure what he was doing. A long
going
ball
horribly
from
for me.
midfield. Zaha bodiing Diogo Dalot, and he volleys it right over Onana's head, who was hesitant. He was going to try clearing it, try maybe going back and saving it. He wasn't sure what was going on, and just horrific mistake from Manchester United.
So it's level again.
Wilfried Zaha.
Former United player scores.
Former United player.
He was
Wilfried
dreadful
Zaha.
at United.
Former United player, former Cardiff player, but he's scoring in the Champions League.
Well, you say Onana, and it is a mistake from the keeper. But Dalot,
that
what
might-
type
that might
of
be
defending is that though from Dalot? Zaha, the ball comes to him outside the 18-yard box. So he's receiving it and it bounces, and the defender who's facing the ball should really have an advantage here. And it takes about 5-6 seconds, and the ball just bounces, and Zaha just keeps approaching all the way to the edge of the 6-yard box. And after that, yes, Onana is in a bit of no man's land, I have to say. But oh my goodness me, what defending is that from Man United? And I don't know which shift to take at this point. It's just both games are not going the right way. I might head to Stoke,
Talking of Stoke, Jacob, what's going on?
Well, so far it's been a classic sort of Russell Martin performance of they have all of the ball, but they don't really do anything with it. It's been a first half to forget for Gavin Bazunu, who's nearly given away 2 goals. So as I say that, his side starts attacking all of a sudden. And then it's blasted into Rose Ed by, it's not Adam Elson there, it's Kamaldeen who's just sent that one all the way into Crewe almost, how far that's gone over the crossbar. Not a particularly packed stadium. So far, the biggest highlight of the night has been Alex Neil harassing the 4th official about many decisions he believes have been questionable. But goalless so far after 22 and a half minutes. You'd say Stoke more likely to score, but Southampton have had more of the ball.
Marlow, there's been a few brushes of that, Mudrick hair. So in terms of what's been going on?
Things have livened up again a bit. There's been a lot of chances for Bayern actually in the box. The likes of Coman and Sane having a lot of short crosses in, and just going over the heads of Kane and Musiala. And Copenhagen have been looking very formidable on the counter attack, but it's just that last pass they can't quite haven't been making. But it is definitely a warning of further threat to come. Both teams look like they could have scored several points so far. So definitely actually been a really close and intense game so far.
Well, to be fair, and obviously with the drawing as well at Old Trafford, it could stand in Copenhagen's, it's good stead for them, seeing how they can progress in coming weeks.
Lens come forward
Lens
though,
have
good
gone
opportunity
forward.
on the edge of the box, drops, great
Oh!
volley, and Lonzo
That is
back
something
in
else.
this. And it all starts from a David Raya mistake. Blonde's back in the game, it's 1-1, and there is limbs.
That is a absolute strike.
limbs. What a finish. On the half volley into the corner. A lovely finish. Lons back in it, and it is Adrian Thomason apparently with the goal.
That is, he caressed that gorgeously into the far right.
Straight
there.
into the corner.
Oh, God.
But it all comes from Arsenal's own doing.
I haven't seen
David Raya with a really poor ball out by the looks of things and intercepted, and then Arteta not a happy bunny at the moment.
I mean,
and
that's
it's 1-1.
Yeah, that's the issue with Arsenal. Andre, you can't pull face like that and not say something. What's happened there?
No, just questionable refereeing. I'm not gonna lie. Lucas Torreira was brought down by Casemiro, perhaps, and no foul call by the ref. Just horrible. Possible robbery incoming. I'm not sure.
Possible robbery incoming. And sorry, just quickly back to that Arsenal game. It's hit that first time. It's an absolutely glorious strike.
Brilliant little finish, and Lon's back in the game. First real chance for them, and they are
taken very well.
Really well taken. Lons 1, Arsenal 1.
You wouldn't think they sit 15th in Ligue 1 at the moment, putting on...
They did come second, 1 point behind PSG last year.
So in terms of they need to find this form...
Bit of marathon from PSG.
Again.
Since when do you follow Ligue 1, Sam? I thought I was the useless league correspondent here.
Love the demise of Paris Saint-Germain. Well, there has not been any up. It's just,
it's just...
isn't it?
Mid. Tom, you've been very quiet, my friend. What's going on there?
Yeah, no, not much. There's been a few attempts by Inter Milan now. I think there's been about 3, 4, 5 attempts now and very close attempts to score goals. They've got Benfica got very, very good goalie in Ruban, who's looking after them because it's been very, very few close calls so far. General possession though, it's pretty good from Inter Milan. I think Benfica then started off quite active. They passing quite well between themselves, but I think they're starting to get a little bit tired by the looks of it because it just seems to be that Inter Milan are starting to make a bit more progressions. I wouldn't be too surprised if before long we do see a goal. So, as I say, there's been a few too many very close calls by this point.
So already legs starting to show for the Benfica side there. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare as they got 20 minutes till half time. Just a little recap. So it's 0-0 in the Copenhagen Bayern game. Man United 1, Galatasaray 1.
And it's a goal for Vinicius Jr. And guess who's the provider? And the creator, and the interceptor, and the person who literally did every single other thing in that attack is Jude Bellingham. Intercepts the pass in Napoli's half, completely on his own, drives into the 6-yard box and lays it off to his left. Where all Vinicius Jr. has to do, I have to say, is dreadful defending from Napoli. A ball from their captain Di Lorenzo into midfield, Bellingham intercept, and Vinicius, I have to say, does really well. It's a tight corner where he has to find the opportunity, and he buries
sorry
it
to interrupt.
into the corner.
Sorry to interrupt, but Copenhagen just put the ball wide of the near left
I told
post.
you it'll be Copenhagen first, and then perhaps Harry Kane.
It was a lovely back heel into space from number 33, Falk, off to number 7, Clayson. It was sort of in the middle of the play. That was beautiful. But one-on-one with the keeper, and Clayson couldn't finish in the end. A lot of pressure there, obviously. But what a move that was. That was beautiful.
Copenhagen the better side then, first half hour?
Bayern have had the more possession in terms of traditional football. Bayern have been the stronger side. But in terms of attack and tempo, definitely. Copenhagen do take the crown.
But yeah, I'll go back quickly to Madrid. It's 1-1 now, and they have deserved it, Niall. It should be 1-0 really, but Kepa's mistake has gifted Napoli the lead. Real Madrid now right back into it, as Camavinga is just brought down with no class by Politano, and it's a yellow card as well. Or is it a yellow card for Camavinga? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Both of them collapsed.
A booking somewhere.
Yeah, both of them collapsed. No, Camavinga now with the booking. Well, anyway, game continues. 1-0 in Napoli. And what a goal. Jude Bellingham involved once more.
All draws in the Champions League at the moment.
I was about to say, what about the X-City game? Anything?
Still 1-0 to the Grecians as we come towards the half-time, which is absolutely unbelievable. But, Jacob, something you probably would have seen in the Championship. Ipswich Town, who Niall thinks are going down.
That was it. It was rogue.
Niall's relegation candidates, Ipswich, 2-0 up against Hull. And you've got to remember, this is a Hull side who sat at the start of the evening in 4th in the table.
Yeah.
They're not a pushover. They're not like a Sheffield Wednesday or a Rotherham.
I do have to interrupt with an update. It's 1-0 in the Exeter City game.
No. I can feel it there. Must make a feel in my veins.
And last kick of the half, and it's Corey Blackett-Taylor with the equaliser. Heartbreaking, to be honest, but the Grecians 1-0 at the half.
Yeah, Blackett-Taylor scored at St James Park in February. Now scores again.
That's just the worst time to concede, isn't it? It's a little sucker punch just before half time. We really, we've said a few times at match days, Gary Caldwell's messages. He's going to have to really hype these boys up. Going in then is probably the worst time to concede. You also see the half hour, especially. But then how many minutes are added on in that game now? We're seeing it, especially in the EFL, 10, 11, 12 minutes added on, which is robbing sides of points, definitely, and definitely momentum as well. So we'll keep an eye on that as they go into their second half in, next 20 minutes. Any updates? Any other places? Tom, still 0-0 there. Marlow, still 0-0.
Still 0-0, but there have been a couple of one-on-ones for Bayern, a couple of And there was one more tossing in the box there for Copenhagen, but it has been a lot of efforts, but a lot of them have been deflected pretty quickly. A lot of short range deflections, but definitely been an exciting game.
Exciting to watch. Good. And in the Arsenal game as well, it's come to a bit of a standstill recently. David Raya just on the ball there now, trying to maintain a little bit of calm in that Arsenal back line as now Declan Rice tries to drive the ball forward and get Arsenal out their own half. Not a half Mikhail Arteta will be happy with, I'd imagine, in terms of it's a great strike, but it comes from multiple defensive areas. Obviously, David Raya is at fault there as well, and slightly questionable pass. But now Declan Rice, it's lovely footwork to get past the Lions midfielder. But again, if Arsenal are really to push in this competition, these are games they need to win and win them with ease. Bukayo Saka now putting the ball forward. Let's see what Saka can do. The ball goes in for Arsenal,
and it's headed away.
So Arsenal. Serious change. Need to really ramp this up as they go into the final 10 and 15 minutes of that first half in France. Michael, a few facial expressions there. Anything happened in your games?
Real Madrid continue to attack. Vinicius Jr. with a strike over the bar, then a corner coming in. Valverde attempting the outside of the foot. Real Madrid just keep piling and piling. Set pieces are countless. There's relentless pressure there through both corners from Toni Kroos. Now the ball again with Real Madrid. Camavinga, I have to say. He's a perfect left back, and he's not even a left back. He's been playing very well despite the booking. From this onwards, 15 minutes to go, I can see Real Madrid scoring before half-time. I mean, since that goal, they've kept the pressure up, they've kept the ball. Now, Napoli, they just struggled to cross the halfway line. Kvaratskhelia has been non-existent. Osimhen is not getting the service. But probably as I continue speaking, there's probably going to be another corner where Kepa will fail to time his run. But at the moment, Madrid with the ball, Madrid looking for the options, Madrid exploring the spaces, and here they go for the right-hand side again. I'll keep you updated if we have more goals.
Camavinga would have been our year at school as well. Do you know what I mean? I hate that realisations when you see what some of them are doing. No, it's our year. I've just got it up here. He's 10th of November 2002.
That's the same birthday as me.
Oh, really?
That's literally.
So you and Camavinga are born on the same day?
The exact same day.
Wow.
There you go.
Would you look at that? Look at the bond. I feel there's a bond there. In terms of that's... But obviously you're smashing it as well, Marlow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, just scored your first Premier League goal yesterday,
Yeah.
Brilliant strike, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You made it in time for this as well.
Very, very briefly as well.
Great Western Railway
head of
doing
sport,
the show.
Joseph Terry, co-head of sport, who is not here tonight, has just messaged in saying Camavinga is perfect at left back. He's just that versatile, Michael. See a little at there is Joseph Terry and smashing it, lads. Great show. So Joseph,
it's a bit like Joseph,
We love
very
you, Joseph.
versatile left back.
Yeah. Well, Joseph, a few times, and if we will see him on Friday nights under the lights.
At the San Siro.
He's perfect, though. We can say this. Bukayo Saka's gone off with... Sorry, Joseph, we'll come back to you. Looks like an injury.
My fantasy is sweating.
Obviously, he had a knock going into the weekend's fixture. We weren't sure if he was going to start. That's definitely not what Arsenal fans will want to be seeing at the moment. Their star boy out for who knows how long. The worst thing, I've seen lots of Arsenal fans recently in a trend on TikTok. Then keep an eye on it, head of marketing and all that. In terms of... would they rather win the league and lose Saka or keep Saka and not win the league? And they've all, I think it's 100% chose Saka. So clearly there'll be a few emotional fans in Arsenal. Oh, surely you would, though.
No, I'm going to jump in. This is ridiculous. Jude Bellingham.
What's happened?
This is not training.
Oh, is it two?
It's relentless. Jude Bellingham has scored.
Talking through the goal.
And this is the best goal of the Champions League so far. Oh my goodness me. I just invite you all to stand around and watch this. I really do. And for those who not turn the TV at home, he gets the ball in midfield and he just goes straight at Napoli through the middle. No stop, he just goes straight through the defence, goes all the way towards the 6-yard box and buries it into the corner. Zambo Anguissa has been, by the way, the best CDM in the league last season.
We're actually winning the Euros next year.
Jude Bellingham take a bow, and it's a perfect finish as well. Because I know I've played in midfield sometimes, and when you complete that run from the middle and you go towards the 6-yard box, you get tired. You actually do. It takes quite a bit from you, and to extract the shot, sometimes you fail to get the right momentum on it. You fail to get the direction. He's just drove past some of the best midfielders and defenders in Serie A and buried it perfectly into the corner. Absolutely magnificent. Real Madrid take the lead as early, 2-1 up now.
Yeah, they'll be happy again as we.
And I said we might have a goal. I didn't think it would come like this because, to actually get some chances, you need to put strikers forward. Well, it turns out no, you just need to give the ball to Jude Bellingham in midfield, regardless of whether he has options ahead of him. He's got space. He's got green grass to run at. That's all you need, and a
we
goal.
spoke about it, didn't we, last week? Talking about there's Mbappe, Haaland debate and all that. I think over the next 10 years, the man we might see dominate the show, and we're all going to be talking about, is a certain Jude Bellingham. Again, you're at school. In terms of, and I always worry, actually, and it's this, maybe I shouldn't say this on the radio, my girlfriend always says her crush is Jude Bellingham. So if they do ever meet, I'm sure it's game over for me.
You're just as good now.
Well, thank you very much.
No. Yeah.
You have a goal for PSV as well, who are 1-0 up against Sevilla. They've just scored.
Here comes Vinicius. That is not as good as Jude Bellingham. He did have a great chance
as good as Jude Bellingham?
No, Vinicius has scored his goal as well, so we'll give it to the Brazilian. But it's some great movement again from Real Madrid.
The future of football.
They're
and the
attacking with three options usually. There's a bit of support from Valverde as well, but it's usually just Rodrigo, Bellingham, and Vinicius, and it's enough. They just tear through this Napoli defence. But no, for Jude Bellingham and that goal, just to finish off with that, I just thought the game had stopped. There's a whistle perhaps in there somewhere, and Jude Bellingham might have not heard it. Well, there was no whistle. He just kept on running. Now, Leny.
To Andre, there was just a tackle for Galatasaray, a very, very bad tackle.
I can't hear you.
There was just a tackle for Galatasaray on Wilfried Zaha. Very bad tackle from Dalot. I'll let Andre speak about the tackle because it was very, very bad.
Yeah, no, Dio Dalot having a shocker of a game, to be honest, over there at right back. Horrific challenge into Zaha. He could have been sent off, honestly. Zaha might have to consider retirement after this. Horrible.
Consider retirement. This is...
Dalot didn't even get booked.
Don't even book from it. Again, this comes with...
He did get a yellow card.
He just got a yellow card. And the manager of Galatasaray has also got a yellow card.
Really? It's all getting pretty feisty at Old Trafford.
We're liking this.
Might see Ten Hag, get a few scraps in there. And Tom, so I've been trying to think of a slightly impressive segue. I was trying to think of a Taylor Swift lyric, try and bring you in, but I can't quite think of one. Anything going on?
No, not too much. I think we might be seeing some injury time though, because Martinez, he got a little bit. He's still on the ground, still on the pitch, but he is looking like he's going to be adding on a bit of time there. Still a bit of aggression from Inter Milan. Still making those sort of those attacks, and I think another 1-2 times since I last spoke, we've seen again those balls get very, very close to hitting the net. Also, do have to mention. Neres as well for Benfica. He got very, very close to scoring a goal not too long ago either. And we did also have a substitution as well for Benfica not so long ago. So looking like there's a slight change of action for them.
Very true. Home is where the heart is, but gotta love the English. Moving back on to English football. I'm going on to Jacob Browne. I had to get a Taylor Swift lyric in there. I had to, and I was thinking about it. Jacob, anything going on in the Championship, especially in that Stoke game?
Actually, I think Southampton were dominating a bit more. There's been some good runs made by both the Armstrongs in this one as they come forward again.
Sorry, what a save from Kepa. I have to keep jumping in, but he has really, really recovered from that early error. What a magnificent save. I mean, it's not too far into the corner, but it's good reaction. And now that I look at it, it's not perhaps as brilliant as it looked like, but in the momentum, it looked very, very good indeed, as Napoli now have a chance. Still remains 2-1. Sorry, Jacob, but Kepa with a stop.
A bit of Russian over-exaggeration there, to be honest. But it's been Southampton starting to show why they are the better team, one of the best squads in the Championship, and particular players like Armstrong just had a good run from Walker-Peters down the far side. And they're just not quite getting the ball into the 6-yard box enough. But I think if they do, they've had 62% of the ball. But Stoke always have this threat. We've had Hoover with a couple of good runs and, very close opportunities for Nathan Lowe in the Southampton box as well. So I think there will be goals in this one. I don't think it'll end 0-0, and I hope I'm not proved wrong by 90 minutes. But so far it's been a very sort of Championship game where they have nice ideas, but not a lot of quality in the sort of final thirds to take the lead.
Yeah, that is the Championship. Half time there in quite a lot of those games. Half time in League One and League Two as well. I've had a message in from Tom Pacillo, who is in the away end for Exeter City at Charlton. He says, a decent first half, frustrating to concede just before the half. It was a very fortunate goal for Charlton, but not ultimately undeserved. James Scott, Harry Kite and Vincent Harper looking good, but it's all to play for. And he gives a shout out to the fans as well. 741 of them making the week journey
Not an
to
easy
the
journey
Valley.
to make. The Valley, even when you're in London, it's a bit of a
Yeah,
place
it's
to go.
well out the way. I was
Yeah.
going to do it if it was going to be on a Saturday,
Yeah.
but can they stop putting it on a Tuesday night, please?
It was on a Tuesday night last season as well. I
Well,
remember
it
it
was
being
meant to be
on
a Saturday, but then the Queen died, so it got cancelled, and it got moved. But twice in a row, good following from the Grecians, and 1-0 at the break for them. 1-0 Bolton Stevenage. Bristol Rovers are 2-0 up. Good result for them if it stays like that. Wigan are winning. Barnsley 2 up. Peterborough drawing. Cheltenham, of course, are losing. Leyton Orient are winning. Northampton are 2-0 up against Reading, which is a good result. And Oxford and Wycombe winning as well.
And Crawley losing 1-0.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Crawley
it's
are
horrible,
losing.
isn't it?
Notts County are proving why they're better than Wrexham. They're actually winning. They're 3-0 up.
Wrexham winning?
Wrexham are drawing 0-0 with Mansfield.
They've never had that before, but in this moment, it just seems a bit wrong. There's a Southampton free kick just on the edge of the D, and no James Ward-Prowse standing over it. It just feels like... It just feels wrong. It just,
But Mr. Ryan
feels-
Manning, though, keep your arm.
I mean, they do have Ryan Manning or I think it's Adam Armstrong standing over this one. So, well, it's not Adam. It's in fact it's Stuart who's standing over it. So that who knows? But I just think in
Joe
general,
Armstrong can take a good free kick.
he can, but it's
He's
just
no
not
James
Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse.
Armstrong, oh, it's top bin.
The sixth sense, Jacob. The sixth sense.
It's almost like I had a notification beforehand and it had already happened.
Adam Armstrong can take free
But
kicks.
yes, Stuart Armstrong, it's gone off the underside of the bar and gone in, and Russell Martin's smiling on that, sir. That's
Can he
sort
do
of
it on
simply
a cold
crashing
Tuesday
down.
night in Stoke?
It turns out they can. Nothing that Mark Travers can do about that one in the goal. It's a very, very impressive free kick.
I regret not watching it, and now I am, and it's a brilliant.
I mean,
regret not watching
nothing
it.
Travers can
That was
do.
bad marketing of it. Now I look at it, what a goal! I mean, Southampton
It's
get a Tom
curled
Lynch
in.
free kick and £35 million for James Ward.
Ward-Prowse who? That's what I'm saying.
Ward-Prowse is actually balling at West Ham.
Very
though.
true. And get him in your fancy if you don't already. He's
Corner
someone who's
merchant.
punished Me. Not having him in so far. So that's Southampton.
1-0 up at Bet365 Stadium, and that puts them up onto 16 points and takes even more pressure off Russell Martin.
I really
in the
enjoyed
job.
that professionalism from you there, Jacob. In terms of I was invested. Obviously, we all knew there was a goal there, and that was true. You know, there's an actor in you there, Jacob. So that's
There always
something.
is a goal there on a cold Tuesday night at Stoke.
Very true. Very, very true. Right, Lenny, Andre. You know, you've had some huge shouts early on in the show. It's gone fairly silent. What's going on?
Well, United nearly scored from a shot from Mason Mount, but Hannibal was just in the way. So, but there was a clear penalty that should have been given to Man United, or free kick. It was just on the edge of the box.
Questionable call. Bardakji looked like he had a good tackle on there. I think United fans might be a little upset that Galatasaray have been the better team out here. I don't know.
Is Mason
I
Mount
can't-
playing well?
He's been playing decent, but I would say Galatasaray have been
Have
the
they
better.
put him in a defensive midfield role, or is that my phone?
Just keeps playing that. He's not gonna prove his
I
best.
don't know
there.
why he's playing.
I don't know
He
when
hasn't
was
been. He
signed.
hasn't been. He's been playing decent, I would say. But Galatasaray have been the better side
I
so
just
far.
don't get that transfer at all. As soon as it came through, Mason Mount ultimately plays in the same position as Bruno Fernandes. Bruno
Also,
Fernandes is so much better than Mason Mount.
United needed a backup, and I feel like Mason Mount would be
Oh
a
yeah,
good
a
like,
backup
backup.
for
Surely
£64.7
you'd rather have
million.
Christian Eriksen as that backup.
I would.
But over some time, we might lose Christian Eriksen, and we could have Mason Mount for a
Yeah,
longer
over some
period of
time we might lose a lot of players.
Yeah, but I don't know. If he's playing well tonight, then fair enough to the man.
He still needs to score his first goal for the club.
Forgot that. He hasn't scored, has he?
Yeah, he assisted in the Crystal Palace game.
Slight detour. Obviously, Anna, sorry to draw the attention to you, but you're in the studio. Marlow, you're able to just pass Anna the mic. Anna, should we bring the mic here? Hello, Anna. First show in the studio. What are your thoughts so far, and what's going on? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm actually. You're very passionate. And I'm really enjoying Michael's commentary. I was for a little bit, but now I can't see it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
He's got a beautiful voice, doesn't he? It's just, we all feel we're there. And
Not as good as Tom Langley's bulletin voice, which I'm a big fan of. But no, I'm trying my best.
The only thing I want to hear is Tom Langley sing a bit of Taylor Swift on the karaoke machine. I'm interested in nothing else. So, and also, you've sort of seen bits of the Bayern game as well. I don't know if you managed to see any of the Man United game. Is it you agreeing with Marlow? Is it looking a bit of a cagey affair so far?
Yeah. You just see Harry Kane like putting his hands up. But,
Yeah.
Like he's waiting for something, but I don't know. He does that quite a lot.
True, he did.
He just sort of complains.
I'm not his biggest fan, although I should be. But yeah, no, like I said, I think that's the thing with Harry Kane. Obviously, gone to Bayern, hoping the chances will be there to be created. And very sorry to interrupt, Anna. What's going on there, boys?
We thought there was going to be a penalty given to Galatasaray. We thought there was going to be a penalty given to Galatasaray, but a handball from Kerem. But
Is there a penalty?
Looked like all chess. No penalty.
Maybe
Poor, awful handball call. I don't know what this referee is doing. Shocking.
See,
Andre's not a fan of the referee, but
Andre's
I
not a fan of
am.
the
I
referee,
am. I like this referee. He's a nice guy.
What makes him a nice guy?
But Sasha Bowie's been a player that's been keeping us on the watch. He's been United have been struggling to attack because of Sasha Bowie. That's my main.
I've just heard so much about Sasha Bowie. I would just be sad not to see him in the 5th Pro World 11 in January.
Yeah.
I'll just search for him and not find him because I've just heard so much about him.
2026.
What a player.
Sasha Bowie is just a fantastic fullback. I can't lie. His big breakout performance in Europe came 2 years ago, I'd say, when Galatasaray played Barcelona, and he put up a standout performance at right back, and now he's been one of the best right backs in the world ever since. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Anna, sorry, we're back
That's
to
right,
you.
yeah, that's right.
So you agree with Marlow so far? Very cagey affair in Denmark, which I have, every day is a school day, and I now know that Copenhagen's capital of Denmark. Should have known that. Yeah.
I looked up the matches that were
Yes. Yeah.
playing, and with
Yeah.
and do something a little bit more early on.
So true.
It's like they've been getting there. And they just now, like they got kicked out into the stadium. They've got like chances, and then something's if like you said about the championship, it's like nice idea.
Yeah.
Not much finishing.
See, that's the last thing that Bayern will be hoping to hear. But it's right, you see in the game in terms of, and that's something they need to work on going into that half time, really find a cohesive performance. And that's quickly as well, Arsenal, it is half time. Arsenal 1, Lens 1. Lens? I can never Lens. Again, Arteta won't be happy with what he's seen in that first half. Obviously, Mikhail Saka going off injured as well. So last thing, any from North London want to see, like Leny, you're a North London boy, you must be devastated by it. So yeah, obviously lots of work to be done by Arsenal. Jacob Browne, is it still 1-0 in that?
It is. I mean, something bizarre's happened. We only had 1 minute of stoppage time in the end of the first half, which is really unusual. I thought they're missing a 0 on there or something. But we did have a really good chance for Chemedo, who very nearly scored for Stoke. A great effort just on the edge of the penalty area. Just couldn't curl inside the post, just went the wrong side. Stoke will be really upset. They haven't won at home since beating Watford back in mid-August. They got a lot of work to do, but Alex Neil's very unhappy with the officials as usual at half-time. Stays out, gives them a piece of his mind before they all go off for 15 minutes, and he can't be impressed with his side's performance. But 1-0 Saints at the moment.
Michael, what's going on in the Real Madrid game? Is it at half-time?
It is indeed 2-1 Real Madrid, deserved, absolutely, I think. And I've talked all the way how they have been the better side. They've run at Napoli, and they will keep on running in the second half. And this is so far the best performance from Real Madrid this season. And you know how simple, very loyal fans of Real Madrid would say this season in the most simple terms. Real Madrid is not playing good ball this year. Well, they are in this game. They really are. And I think Rodrigo's return next to Vinicius has really aided that as well. So we'll see what happens in the second half. I think it's time to pass on to Sam, who's about to give us our song break in the other studio.
Yeah, we're going to go to a song break now. That was You're with Expression FM. It is Tuesday Night Sport, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes' time to bring you the second half of the Champions League and EFL action. Hello and welcome back to Expression FM Sports here on this beautiful Tuesday night. And can I just say, guys, it feels so beautiful to be back with so many people around the panel again. You know what I mean? It's just so nice to see you all. So, we're back for the second half of Champions League and EFL action. We were just discussing Stevie Wonder, but there'll be no Stevie Wonder sang on this show. So, all the games are back on, I'm assuming, yes?
And I just realised that United is bottom of the group.
Bottom of the group. That's what every United fan wants to see, really, isn't it? In terms of, it's just going from bad to worse, isn't it?
It's been bad and it's stayed bad.
I've just realised Plymouth are losing.
Yeah, have you seen that? Plymouth for 1-0 down to Millwall.
Yeah, I like that type of news more. So.
Yeah.
All Millwall.
Not a nice journey from Millwall. Obviously, all the trains are cancelled after 10 o'clock as well, so we'll be getting the coach back.
Right, just out of curiosity, did anyone see them Plymouth fans who got back like 24 hours later?
But what was so stupid is their coach kept breaking down and they kept sending coaches from Plymouth to go and pick them up. Do you know what I mean? It was just so counterintuitive. So that's that.
24 hours it took them to get home from Hull.
1-1 draw as well. Not even that. Remarkable. Anyway, Michael, what do you expect to come from this second half with Real Madrid?
More of the same. I really hope so as a part-time Real Madrid fan. But no, Real Madrid continue to attack. The pressure's relentless. Here goes Rodrigo again. And we're just seeing more of the same in the first few minutes. I'd expect Modric to come on. Although in this type of game, I don't think you would even change anything. I mean, Camavinga's been running. Carvajal's been running. Even Toni Kroos has been fast for his age. But no, Real Madrid continue attacking. I could see Mendy come on, maybe Fran Garcia, Ceballos a bit later on. But for now, I would just keep the squad who seem to be running and not stopping at all. And they've got a lot of the ball. Real Madrid don't tend to play possession football. But at this stage, Napoli, they haven't had a sniff so far.
We'll have to keep an eye on that game. Leny and Andre, talk to us. What's going on in the Galatasaray game?
Galatasaray missed a huge chance. Kerem Aktürkoğlu in the box, but with a wide open Tete on the right, decides to shoot and gets instantly blocked by the defender. Very upset.
So you don't seem too positive, Andre. Don't worry. There's still lots of time to play here. Lenny, thoughts?
I'm also not positive on my side of Manchester United. As
Are you a United fan?
Yes.
I was thinking Lenny was supporting Galatasaray.
As Galatasaray,
I think
You're a United fan.
I've been a United fan.
Like 3 different teams.
No. I support Man United. My dad put me in a Man United shirt. He started supporting Man United when he saw Cantona do the
Question.
Yeah.
If we just met each other then I said to you, who do you support? What would you
Manchester
say?
United.
Why did you tell me to support QPR the first time we met each other?
No. Let me explain that interaction.
You said no. It's the bonding.
Let me talk. You said you're a QPR fan. I'm local to QPR. I have nothing but love for QPR. Adult to rap. But my dad raised me up as a Man United fan.
You named one guy.
I can name more. Rio Ferdinand, G-Sung
Rio
Park.
Ferdinand infamously did 1 year at us. I think he played at certain bigger clubs enough. Never mind.
No Bobby Zamora in there, sort of proper play.
Djibril Cissé.
Anton was there for a while. So let's just clear this up. So you're a Man United fan who likes QPR, also sympathises with Galatasaray and is wearing an Ajax top.
And you like Basel.
Yeah.
Basel, my family. Shout out to my family out there.
Yeah. Shout out to the fans.
But also shout out to Ryan and Alicia who are listening into right now.
The Ram. The Chefs in the Ram.
Oh, I can't
Marlow,
wait.
we spoke in the interval. You want to see some goals?
I've got bad news. I've got awful news. Exeter City are now losing.
Oh, no.
2-1. Alfie May, who scores goals.
And Tom Bachilla will not
Charlton
see
anymore.
an away win, at least
There's
for
still
now.
time. How many minutes gone in that fixture?
65 minutes in. Sevilla are also now 1-0.
And I've just seen it on Jacob's screen as well.
Just a quick update of all sort of EFL fixtures going on at the moment. Of course, a lot of them start at 7:45, so a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, Derby 1-0 up against Blackpool.
Okay.
Big clash there against two.
There's a potential penalty
big
check
teams.
here in Napoli.
Keep me updated.
I will keep
on that.
talking, Sam.
Bolton now 2-1 up against Stevenage. Big win for them if they hold on. 3-0 Barnsley against Cambridge. Seems like a walk in the park for them. Exeter, unfortunately, losing Alfie May with the goal. Exeter started brightly, but Alfie May has scored, and I'm heartbroken. Reading have pulled one back against Northampton. Portsmouth have levelled it up against Wickham, and so far, they are still going to be unbeaten in League One. And Oxford are 2-0 up against Shrewsbury. League One, Gillingham are losing. Heartbroken there. Sutton, of course, are losing. Wrexham, it's still 0-0. Forest Green are 2-0 down. I've had a man sent off. And Notts County are 3-1 up. And that's about it. Michael, was it a penalty?
Can you please find a few other EFL scores? Because I have no idea. But it definitely takes way longer than it did Liverpool and Spurs on the weekend. I have no idea what could have happened.
Has it gone to a VAR check?
No, VAR is checking. We're just seeing all the faces. Now, hang on a minute. Clement Turpin now goes towards the screen. This could be interesting. I mean, they took about 2 minutes to actually review it on their own. Now they've invited our official to go and have a look. what could have possibly happened?
Never good when they go to the screen.
I mean,
we know
Osimhen
what
forward,
that means.
and it hits Carvajal's hand. Does it hit Carvajal? Sorry, Nacho, of course, Nacho. Nacho with a tackle in his own box, and the ball goes up, and it hits someone's hand. I'm trying to be the official here myself. I think it's hit Osimhen's hand. It might have been Carvajal. Let's have a look. Here we go.
Would you give the penalty from what you've seen?
I have no idea. It's so hard to see, and here we go. It's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
A penalty for Napoli.
My thing with
For
VAR
Madrid,
is
Handball
VAR,
for
why do they look
Nacho.
so long?
Exactly. Well, exactly. They're meant to be.
I mean, it was very difficult. I can see why. I've looked at it, and I have no idea who had the final touch. And now I look at it again. Yes, I think there's a touch with Nacho, but it could have touched anyone in the process. Carlo Ancelotti covers his eyes in horror. Lenny, have we got an update before?
What's going on there, Lenny?
So Rashford
Two
was on the
different
run.
sides of the coin.
He was going into the box. All he had to do was just a little pass into Bruno Fernandes, but he couldn't. He completely missed it, and Galatasaray defended it.
Yeah.
Sasha boy, what a run back. Unbelievable. Best right back in the world. Sorry.
And now we're about to get the penalty. It's going to be Kvaratskhelia to take this one. Napoli have already missed 2 this season. Firstly with Raspadori and then through Osimhen not long ago. Oh, sorry, of course not. It's Zielinski taking the penalty for Napoli. 53 minutes on the clock to level things up against Kepa, who's had some history of penalties, some good, some not so good, some funny. And here we go. Off the post, and then almost out, but Napoli level things at home. Zielinski with a goal for the Sky Blue team in this match, and off the post.
We've also got a goal for Luton.
Yeah! Making it level now. Maybe no wins for either of them today. Who scored for Luton?
Leveling it up is Elijah Adebayo at 84th minute, so
84th
close there.
minute.
But Michael, deserved leveler.
Not really, I think. Completely against the run of play. It's not the greatest of penalties. Kepa dives the right way, and it's off the post. Oh, so close to missing, but at the end of the day, it all counts when it crosses the line. Napoli level against the run of play. And this game just gets more and more exciting. And looking at our expression chat, there might be an update as well.
Yeah,
from
more
Exeter.
bad news for Exeter. Will Aimson has been given a straight red card.
Last thing, ex-City need now.
The captain sent off. Never good for the Grecians. But I think we may have some drama.
An amazing goal from Copenhagen.
Yeah.
It was a volley on the edge of the
right.
box. I mean, what a thundering goal. That was from, I can't see his shirt number.
Talk us through the goal first.
So it was Copenhagen. It had a brilliant attacking, counter-attacking move up front. And it was toying along the edge of the box. It was crossed in. And then I think it was Clayson, number 7, that had the initial shot, deflected and came back. And then, who was it? It was Laraga. Apologies for the awful Danish pronunciation. Laraga,
Get Terry involved.
who I need to get Terry on this. Who managed to volley it in from the far right corner of the box. But what an amazing finish! And that shot across the face of goal ended up in the top left corner of the net. That was brilliant. So it was the initial shot that was blocked from Clayson, and then Larac. It did have a bounce on its way to the goal, but it was an early bounce, so it really pinged up over the keeper, over Ulrich. But what a finish that was! And go on Copenhagen, 1-0 against Bayern Munich.
I don't like to
were
brag,
right.
but I will brag as Real Madrid now in the counter. Here comes Vinicius. It's going to go for goal kick, but no,
premature.
I like to brag, but sorry, I don't like to brag, but I will. And I said it that this could be hard for Bayern Munich, and I said it that they've not been performing in the way that this squad should be, and I said this could be a fun game, and it looks like it is. Copenhagen won. How long played? 55.
We're currently 56-27.
And there's not that many options on the bench for Bayern Munich.
Oh, let's have a look. So
And Copenhagen currently are now top of the group.
they've got Choupo-Moting on the bench,
of the
as we should say.
Copenhagen is top of the
I'm saying it
group.
now. Harry Kane still scores a penalty in this game.
Yes, but currently Copenhagen are top of the group, and he will need Choupo-Moting on as well. I won't be surprised if he's on in 5 minutes though.
Goretzka as well, Thomas Müller, obviously a vast amount of experience in that competition. But like we said, Bishop right, Michael, what's going on there?
Oh, Napoli almost take the lead there. It's completely flipped the other way. Kvaratskhelia with a shot, and Kepa was reacting very late, just the wrong side of the net. After that penalty, things have just turned round. I mean, Real Madrid were in control late in the first half, early in the second. It's end-to-end stuff, but Napoli with the advantage. Now go Real Madrid. It's towards Bellingham, but it's intercepted by the captain. Still 2-2. So exciting today. I love this game.
It's a goal fest going on around the Champions League and the EFL today. Lenny, you look keen
No,
to
but
say
with the
something.
Bayern game, if Bayern lose this today, they lose a 35 game winning unbeaten streak in the Champions League. group stages.
35 gave.
They just don't lose in the group stage.
There's still time. I think, like Sam, you said, there's still time. It wouldn't shock if Harry Kane does come up with something. That's sort of why they've spent the money to get him in there this summer. And Tom, very quiet in Milan. Has there been any chance? Obviously, you spoke about in the first half with Inter being quite dominant, quite aggressive.
Oh, what a save from Kepa again! I'm sorry.
The birthday boy with the same.
Napoli have dominated the last 5. It's good dribbling from Kvaratskhelia, shot from outside the box. Kepa dives low. I'm sorry to keep jumping in this, but Napoli with another chance, Kepa with another save. He's really, really recovered after what happened early in the first half.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt. Burnley also take the lead. It's 2-1. Jacob Brun-Larsen putting Burnley ahead. This could be the first victory of the season.
A minute after Luton equalised.
I mean, that is shocking, isn't it? That's the last thing you want to see as well.
Very Luton.
I'm not a big fan of the Luton home ground, but we won't go there. In between the old two houses, isn't it, at the way end? But I mean, like Vincent Kompany's first 3 points in the Premier League could be today. It's taken till the 3rd of October, but Burnley fans won't care. All important points to try and get them out of that relegation zone early on. And sorry, Tom, we had a moment there trying to talk about Inter Milan. Has anything happened?
No goals, but that doesn't mean nothing's happened though. It's been a lot more aggressive from Inter Milan. I mean, the first half I was talking about how much Inter Milan were making those attacks and they're making those movements forwards. And actually, since we've come back, we've seen real efforts. I mean, I think I do have to mention that Martinez has been a sort of real anti-hero this evening. He's been had a few couple injuries, but actually I think definitely very determined to carry on because they know, as I've said before, in fact he's done very, very good job of scoring goals this season. He's scores a lot.
Højlund! Oh, sorry. Højlund. Mason Mount with the assist.
Mason Mount with the assist, but maybe again what?
It's offside. It's offside.
It was about the Galatasaray line not being non-existent in the first half.
Well, it is
the
now.
offside traps just worked, and
is VAR having
but Højlund was already standing.
We're not sure right now, but Mason Mount with he turns around, he lets little pass into Højlund. Højlund goes around the keeper, shoots, he scores, but it's offside. So, but we might go to VAR, but we don't know. We might see a VAR.
Promising signs at Old Trafford United. Are they looking the more dominant force now in this second half?
I would say it's still looking equal between the two sides. Galatasaray, there should have been a penalty for Wilfried Zaha's.
Yes, yeah.
Wilfried Zaha going down in the penalty box, but it's not. It's now a goal kick for Galatasaray.
Okay, Galatasaray. Jacob, talk to me. What's going on at the Bet365?
Oh, but a lengthy injury delay, really nasty hamstring injury for Ben Wilmot. Luckily they brought the stretcher out, but he did manage to walk to the touchline and then get off the field, which I always like to see. So it's number 15 Jordan Thompson who's now come on for a straight sort of centre-back swap for the home side. And then the corner that followed, Carlos Alcaraz very nearly scoring, but Travers manages to keep it out. He's had a very good second half, actually, Mark Travers. Made a few good saves and is really keeping Stoke in the match. They're going to need to work really hard to get an equaliser in the last half an hour. A couple of other goals, Birmingham and Ipswich both now 3-0 up. And Borough
flying
now winning at the Riverside.
Cardiff score?
It is currently Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff City 0.
Not what you need to hear on a Tuesday night. Leny, you're hinting.
Substitutions have just happened. That's why I went like that.
Substitutions for Galatasaray?
Yes.
Who's coming into the play?
Well, Lucas Torreira has been looking a little banged up out there, so bringing in Sergio Oliveira, Portuguese midfielder, to help things out.
Was it a Porto?
Torreira.
Oliveira. Was it a Porto? Was it beforehand?
He's had a few good seasons.
Yeah,
Won the Conference League with Roma as well. He's just the type of player you need sometimes. I remember his match against Juventus where he scored 2, including a free kick, 116 minutes in to knock Ronaldo out in his final Juventus playoff.
I mean, that was from last year, Michael. That's always what shocks me is where these stats come from in your brain. They're so specific, so it's quite.
They just
quite
Champions League
116th minute there. But you'll see them dotted around the year. There'll be a game in 2008 when Michael was about 4 years old, but he'll still know what happened there. So, like I said, goals going everywhere. Arsenal still, it's a 1-1. No substitutions being made since the injury to Bukayo Saka, so sort of keeping it there. But like I said, from the bench, obviously Eddie Nketiah can still come on. You've got the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe as well. Thomas Partey maybe to come on. Reece Nelson as well. Obviously last year saw that late. He was that screamer against Michael, Reece Nelson, when he came on, was it?
Bournemouth.
See, just knew that.
90 plus 4.
He somehow got a new contract off that goal.
I quite like Reece Nelson, but I think we need to see him play down in a lower.
He's dreadful.
But it's like Eddie Nketiah. I think Eddie Nketiah at Palace would be unbelievable. The link up between like Eze and Nketiah would be different.
I don't even think Gordon. I don't even think Well, Reece Nelson would do well for Luton. I genuinely don't think
What
he's
do you think
that
about-
good.
Who would do well for Luton though?
Eze. You could do it anywhere.
I mean, most players.
Yeah, true.
I
yeah.
don't think Reece Nelson is anything special.
Do you think he's Premier League standard or no?
Yeah, like
Just about.
lower, really. Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. I've got a lot of time.
I could
for
see him in
this.
Syria.
Yeah, I'd like to see like Sampdoria, someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Are they in Serie A still, Michael?
Very good point, actually.
I wouldn't even know that.
I think not.
I think not. Oh, a relegation for Sampdoria there. Any other? Like I said, Arsenal still 1-1. They'll be
Still
looking
1-1.
to get.
It's just, you know, when
65 minutes
Quagliarella
in.
retired, you just stop following the club
Copenhagen
because there's
still
nothing
1-1.
else about it.
Copenhagen winning, United 1-1. It's 2-2 in the Madrid game. Do we have any updates in
No,
Milan?
they're not there. Sampdoria are out.
No,
Back to Milan.
but
No updates in Milan.
oh no. So save that. I think it might be
No,
my
they are,
stream
they're
because
bottom.
I think Inter Milan have scored 1-0.
We do have a goal.
We do have a
in
goal.
Milan.
Who scored it? And it
I
is
don't know. Let's
Marcus
have a little look.
Thuram.
He's been in such good form this season.
Well,
Have you seen his goal against Milan in the Milan derby? I go
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
So didn't actually see it because it lagged out on thanks to Eduarone tonight, but which is a great timing. But no, it's looking like Inter Milan they've been trying, especially since the start of the second half, to make those attacks, and it seems to have paid off for them. I think luck for Benfica has
Domination.
run out.
Yeah, dominating. Thuram with the goal, assisted by Denzel Dumfries, a quality wing back as he's been for many years now. Deserved goal, I think.
It's good we've seen a goal
Absolutely.
there. Would have been unfair. Michael, Lenny's pointed to you.
And Vinicius is 1-1, but the game stops. No, I was going to say Thuram. There was a bit of skepticism when he arrived, whether he could replace Lukaku. Dzeko, is he that poacher? I mean, he made an influence in the World Cup final when he came on, but there were doubts about whether he can do well, especially he was coming from Mönchengladbach, who's not as big of a club as Inter Milan, but he's certainly proven everyone wrong. Of course, the son of a legendary father as well, who scored twice in the World Cup 1998 semi-final.
Sorry to interrupt you. We just had
Has he
another
scored
goal.
again?
Another goal!
Another goal now.
Has it
2-0.
Thuram again?
Another goal now 2-0 from assist and passed in by number 9 into the goal. So that is 2-1.
Oh, he scored again, has he?
Yeah, so
Wonderful. I'll keep talking about
that is not a bad situation to be in. I'm actually able to see it this time
I
happen
think
as
this one might be being called back, though. I have a
I'll
feeling.
continue praising
Oh.
Thuram
Carry on,
as we
Thuram.
speak.
Yeah, Ref's got his finger to the ear at the moment. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, well, for now, Luka Modric has come on.
He's come onto the frame.
So,
38-year-old Luka Modric, possibly out into Miami, whether it's in January or next year.
And Ferland Mendy.
It'd be lovely to see Luka Modric sort of progress with Real Madrid in this competition one more time. Has been disallowed.
Ruled out.
No,
Been
no goal.
disallowed.
Offside.
See, Tom, but it's more exciting. First half, nothing happened. Then we see.
And second
goals
half, nothing
as
happened. And then we see goals.
Exactly, yeah. Lenny, Andre, anything going on in the Galatasaray game?
Well, it looks like Dries Mertens is about to come on for Galatasaray. See
Dries
if
Mertens.
that
This is what I'm saying.
Former Napoli.
I had
you know,
no idea when these players went to Galatasaray, but it's
They just signed everyone.
A lot of them with this transfer.
Or we
window.
might see Modric there instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Super League were making some good moves. Fenerbahce bringing in Dzeko, Tadic, Fred,
Yeah,
and
well in.
Besiktas also made some moves.
Bright side Samuel's at Fenerbahce. Yeah, QPR boy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you would know Lenny because you're a QPR fan.
Oh, here go Napoli. This could be 3. Oh, what a block by Rudiger's been immense today.
No, you were saying.
Kvaratskhelia in behind the line. Almost 3-2.
A really, really painful update. It's 3-1 to Charlton now. Miles Leyburn off the bench and scoring, and that is good night Exeter City, unfortunately. Real shame. But
Well, we spoke
well.
about this on Saturday, me and Tom. I've got a really bad feeling. I'm going to say it anyway. That
we're not going down.
And
No, no,
Bayern
no,
have just
going
scored.
down.
Sorry to interrupt.
Bayern
There's been a
have
goal
scored.
for Bayern.
It's Harry Kane.
is it inevitable?
It was not Harry Kane. It was a shot on the edge of the box from the left hand side, and I can't see who scored. I think it was. Who was it? Can't see that. Oh, Musiala. Musiala. Sorry for the delay.
Højbjerg scored again for real this time.
it's a goal from Højlund.
Andre has walked
I need to watch. I need to watch this replay back.
It's all going on.
It's going on.
left.
Everyone's a nice little hug going on between our players, but we need to see the replay. See what someone's upside down, but Muslera's on the ground. He's holding his head. It's crazy.
Two goals for Højlund.
Højlund has been really good today.
3
Right,
in
talk us through the
total.
strike. How is
We need to watch the replay back.
not the great evening for Davison Sanchez? So Højlund putting Man United
So-
2-1
so
up at
I
Old Trafford.
Højlund's on the run by himself. He's on the left side, takes a run. He chips it over Muslera. Muslera collides into the Galatasaray player, so he goes down. But Højlund just gets past the defender, chips it over Muslera. Also getting a substitution with Garnacho coming on. Could he
Can't
possibly
actually-
make it 3-1?
A very needed goals for Man United. And Marlow, sorry, back to you with
And
the
United on top of the group, I think.
So Marlow, back to you with the Bayern game.
With the so with the goal from Bayern, it still stands. But just sort of talking through it, it was a lovely little sort of run along the edge of the box from Musiala, and then brought it onto his left foot and absolutely drilled it into the bottom right corner. But it was really the spark that Bayern have been missing. Haven't been lacking in creativity. It's just the last bit of finishing that they haven't really managed to grip onto so far this game. But I mean, with that goal, that's going to give them a lot of confidence, and their fans are absolutely jumping. There's flares and flags flying everywhere. So, Musiala's just been given a yellow card.
Flares and flags flying everywhere. I like it.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
keep an eye on that. So it's Copenhagen 1, Bayern Munich 1. I think there's still a decider in that game. I can see Bayern Munich nicking that, and I do think the inevitable's on the way. I'd like to see Harry Kane sort of get off the mark. This
You just thought it would
evening.
happen like this.
He's just inevitable, isn't he?
You see the Harry Kane penalty, and then someone will come off the bench. Like Alphonso Davies would just run a 95th minute sprint down the line.
Jacob, anything going on in Stoke?
Not much happening in Stoke, but unfortunately there has been a goal up in Middlesbrough. It's 2-0 to Middlesbrough now. I think the bullet train's been replaced by a replacement bus service this evening, and unfortunately, a little bit of a stall in Cardiff's momentum. It would, of course, if it stays at 2-0, be the first game of the season where Cardiff haven't managed to score this season, which would be very, very disappointing, though something has just taken place.
I've got an
Sam
upset
Parks.
on the cards tonight, and Lens are 2-1 up against Arsenal. The biggest bottle job in recent history is bottling it again. Arsenal 2-1 down, and Lens are really taking the lead here. And it is Wahi with the goal to put the home side 2-1 up.
Capitulation for Arsenal here. This is just ridiculous. And this is what we talk about. I put Arsenal top of my Premier League predictions.
7 years between 5-1 down to Bayern Munich at home, and now 2-1 down to Lens.
But I mean, Arteta should be raging for a performance like this. Don't get me wrong, Saka going off is a huge loss. But still, nobody. I thought he'd brought on Eddie by now. Smith Rowe just slightly reinforced them, but keeping it the same as it is. A lacklustre Arsenal performance, something they definitely won't need going into the fixtures over the next few weeks.
But is this a depth question again? You're bringing on Smith Rowe. He's not going to score you goals in Champions League, is he?
True, but we've been having this conversation we have over 12, 18 months now in terms of if they're serious about it, they've got to make these big signs. I understand splashing the cash on Declan Rice, which I think long term is definitely a good signing for them. Obviously not great for West Ham fans, but there's still more money that's got to be spent. This project at Arsenal is going to take time if they really are to push Manchester City, I think. Because look at that Man City side. Pep roulette is a thing for a reason, because there's so many people you can bring, and that's why you should never ever have any City players in your fantasy football. But it's very troubling for Arsenal at the moment, so Arsenal fans won't be happy with that, and those who have travelled in their numbers. So that's the update from the Arsenal game. Michael, Real Madrid, Napoli.
Yeah, Julian Bellingham involved again, but this time with a yellow card. Talking to the ref a bit too much about a questionable handball in midfield. No, it's died down.
What is it going for?
Kerem Aktürkoğlu, what a beautiful finish. Barış Alper Yılmaz dribbles through. He gets into the box, gives an easy sway to Kerem Aktürkoğlu, and it's a tie game once again. That's right.
Very tight in Old Trafford this evening. Obviously, lots of goals, slightly controversial decisions as well. We will keep you updated with the game at Old Trafford. And Tom, anything going on in Milan?
Yes, a very interesting, about 90 seconds or so. We've seen 3 yellow cards given out within about 3 minutes for each other. There was a foul and an offside goal made, and which is also 2 yellow cards given out for an argument as well. So it's been, we saw Inter Milan actually score a goal, but that then was taken up because it was an onside, but it was a goal but then taken back. But let's say 2 yellow cards given out for an argument. Quite angry fighting between 2 of them as well. Saw some people being pushed to the ground, so it's not the best.
Feisty affair then.
Yeah, definitely starting to get a bit angry. I think the pressure's starting to get to on the pitch.
Yeah, both sides starting to feel the heat there at the San Siro. Sam?
It's even worse for Ecstasy. It's 4-1 now. Basically what happened last season when we lost 4-2 at the Valley. Alfie Mays scored a second. The former Cheltenham player putting the Addicts 4-1 up. And not the best night for the Grecians.
Not the best night for the Grecians.
We go again on Saturday.
Something they need to turn around at Barnsley and turn around fairly quickly after a good start to the season so far for Exeter. And also, more bad news, Crawley are 2-0 down. So in terms of that's now, they're unbeaten. They've been unbeaten in 5 games, coming to an end now this evening against Doncaster. So Crawley fans, do not dismay. There's still plenty of time. It's an away fixture. We'll turn it back round at home on Saturday. Any other updates around the table? Obviously, Man United game at 2-2. Still level in Denmark.
Still level in Denmark, although Copenhagen do have a chance. They're weaving across the edge of the box. It's a possible shot, and it's just dragged wide. Elyounoussi, number 10 for Copenhagen, just dragged it past the near left post. But that was a really big opportunity, the biggest one that Copenhagen have had for a while. Earlier on, Bayern had a small chance with Musiala again after lofted long ball through, but it didn't come off. So again, still a really tense game here.
Can I push you on a prediction what you think is going to happen over these last 20 minutes?
I mean, it's massive cliche, but it's anyone's game. I would love to see a 2-1 win from Copenhagen.
2-1 win from
Although I
Copenhagen.
have
back in the German side, Giants.
Not today, no. Although I have a feel that the inevitable Harry Kane might step up to the plate and be there to score a penalty maybe, or a free kick, or get in the way and do his thing. But I mean, it could honestly go either way at the moment. Both teams having loads of chances, really back and forth, end to end.
So, like, grimace there from you, Michael. Is any the birthday boy Kepa putting any saves in, anything to show in that game?
No, I'd be worried if he got involved there on the left wing. So, not at the moment. No, there's some clever thoughts in there. I might be a bit overreacting, but, every pass at this stage can just break up this Napoli defence. There's plenty of channels. Luka Modric has impressed so far, I have to say. Now a ball to Carvajal on the right. He's going to look for options. Shot towards goal for what a save from Meret, in from Bellingham again. Just wide. Bellingham with a rebound. But it stays out at 2-2. 74 minutes on the clock. Real Madrid coming close once again. Ball played for Carvajal into Vinicius Spar. First touch shot. It's saved, and then the rebound from Bellingham just wide of the corner. Still 2-2. It's just, anything could happen here. I can see a 3-3, a 2-3, remaining at 2-2, a 5-5.
Oiland nearly
as well there.
You two are the most animated pairing I've ever had on this show. This is ridiculous. It's like constant action.
It's a pair of 2-2 draws,
Yeah, it is. It's a lot.
And I'm basically a part-time fan for those teams.
And it's worth saying as well, Burnley have secured their first victory in the Premier League with a 2-1 win over Luton. That's what Vince Company's men needed to really get this season kick-started. Now, we addressed last Wednesday, should add, the sort of fixtures from hell for Burnley. It turns around now in these next few months. We might really see this Burnley side.
Winnable game, they get a result.
Exactly. We've all predicted just about as well. So Luton will be gutted as well with that. Really looking bleak for all Luton fans in the Premier League this season. But we know the parachute payments they're extraordinary for teams like Luton. Can sort of sustain them in the Championship and build again next year. I wouldn't mind QPR. Would you like to see Cardiff in the Premier League again, Jacob?
I mean, yes, of course I would, but I don't think it's going to happen this season. I think the 2-0 defeat this evening will sort of check a bit of the fans' expectations, really. Just on this game, really, so far. Stoke have started pressing a bit more. They've made quite a few substitutions, more attacking changes to try and get something from the game. But in turn, that's meant Southampton have more of a threat. On the counter-attack, really, the likes of Adam Armstrong, very, very threatening, running through midfield. And the game's just starting to break up a little bit now as we head towards the final 15 minutes or so of the match.
Final 15 minutes of the match. Sam, any updates?
Oh my goodness, a clear penalty. Onana, horrific mistake once again.
We spoke about it at the start of the show today, Onana not having his best performance.
Goal kick, Onana passes to his defender passes it back, and Onana passes straight to an open Dries Mertens, who goes right into the box, and the defender has no choice but to give away a penalty to prevent the goal. Yep, absolutely. In my opinion, it was a clear goal. If he didn't come in, I feel like he had no choice. Onana, the horrific mistake. Mertens was by himself in the box.
Yeah. We were saying this before, Onana, it's just lacking the confidence.
And it's sort of, people spoke about, he brings that confidence on the ball, which De Gea didn't have. He clearly doesn't, because a lot of errors, even from this game alone, obviously earlier, Galatasaray nearly having a chance with the ball being cleared. Or attempted to be cleared by Onana. So penalty now for Galatasaray. Is it who's stepping up for it yet, or is it still in?
Icardi stepping up once again. Let's hope he doesn't pull the same thing he did last week. The Luis Suarez sword deal. We'll see.
So,
a little nervous. I can't lie.
Over the penalty now for Galatasaray. We will stay with Galatasaray. Wait, bottom left, bottom right, Leny. What's your prediction?
I'm thinking straight down the middle, but Unan's going to save it.
Onana saved again, keep
No
United very
keeper
much in
stays down the middle.
that game. Shocks all around the shop today as well. If Galatasaray can get a win there as well.
Also-
Oh, what a hit from Valverde! Wow. Oh my goodness me. I'm going to get back to it, but this has been incredible. Sorry.
Icardi stepping up. He runs in. Ball left. He missed. Oh,
No.
He's saying you got missed.
Lovely.
I'm sorry. I'm not having anything from the Old Trafford because Valverde has just scored probably the best goal of his career.
No, we're going to pause here and look at Valverde.
It goes to Valverde. He takes a touch and he just blasts it. Oh
That
my
was a
goodness!
good
No.
shot.
Something else from
It takes a deflection as well, but might be an own goal actually.
It's a
It bounces
beautiful
off the
strike there
crossbar,
today.
takes a deflection, bounces off the crossbar
the
into
keeper's
the
head.
back of the keeper. And into the net. Real Madrid in front once again. That's double good news for me.
Double good news for you. And sorry, going back to Old Trafford. So was it a penalty save from Onana? Or
It wasn't a save. It was a miss from Icardi.
miss
He
from
shoots
Icardi.
left, completely misses the goal.
That's just not a shock, is it?
Similar to the shot he took in the last penalty he had against
Ankara Gucci.
Ankara Gucci.
And it remains level at Old Trafford. So
Yes.
it's Manchester United 2, Galatasaray 2. Galatasaray with both of the easiest chance to take the lead and get an upset in Manchester tonight, but it's not
Well,
happening.
Casemiro's made the right decision.
He has. Well, if you go,
Oh,
if
we
they go on,
can't say that.
if they go on to get a point from the game, possibly.
Can
Could
also
be one.
confirm it was a own goal.
Yeah, I know. It bounced off the crossbar into Merritt heads. Cheers
Valverde
for the
with
confirmation.
the best crossbar challenge of his career.
No, it took a deflection. It's just obviously you don't see it at first, but what a shot!
So we're in about the final 10 minutes now of most of these games.
It's now
in Champions
3-2.
League. 3-2 in the Real Madrid game. A lot of the EFL fixtures now must be coming to a close, Sam.
Yeah, 90th minute in most of the League One fixtures. They're just coming to the end. Derby 3-1 win against Blackpool, big win for them. Bolton 3-2 against Stevenage, massive win for the Whites. Bristol Rovers 3-0 up. Giovanni Browne scoring his first goal for the Gas tonight. Burton look like they're going to get a win against Wigan. Barnsley won 4-0 against Cambridge. Peterborough, Carlisle 1-all. Good point for the home side there. Exeter, of course, losing 4-0 against Charlton. Fleetwood are 2-0 up against Cheltenham. Cheltenham yet to score still. Orient 1-0 up against Lincoln. Good win for the newly promoted side there. Northampton win 3-1 against Reading. Oxford beat Shrewsbury 3-0. And Portsmouth Wickham is 1-0. And there were 5 red cards in League One tonight.
5 red cards in League One. I mean, that's the beauty of the EFL. Is that it is. And Jacob, I've just seen on your screen as well. Is it full time in the Cardiff match?
It's full time at the Riverside, and obviously I'm not very happy about the result, but you do have to give a lot of credit to Borough. They started the season, everyone was quite worried about them after sort of 7 games. They were winless, they were really struggling, and they've won 3 on the bounce now, and all of a sudden they're 3 points clear of the relegation zone and only 5 points off the playoffs. That's how important momentum is in this division. But I think, Borough just seems to play better.
I'm assuming that is Galatasaray level.
A horrific mistake from the Manchester United back line leaves Icardi wide open with a run. He takes a loose ball and takes it all the way to the goal with a chip over Onana. Unbelievable scenes at Old Trafford. Unbelievable.
Galatasaray 3, Manchester United 2. Definitely not what Deputy Station Manager Michael was hoping for. He thought it would be a clean sweep this evening with his beloved Real Madrid and Manchester United. Michael, how are you feeling, mate?
The good and the bad, I think.
The good and the bad.
The good's in front of me and the bad I can only hear. I just cover my ears in horror. On my side, Real Madrid continue to attack to make it 4. Luka Modric, by the way, has been incredible since coming on. And that
Bayern was scored again. So sorry to interrupt.
The inevitable. Is it the inevitable?
It was not the inevitable.
Oh.
It was Musiala, number 42.
Oh, Jamal Musiala
It
in my
was,
Champions League draft last week. Can we just say?
It started off with, I think it was, Koeman briefly dribbled, run into the box, toyed with the keeper, to and fro. The Copenhagen keeper was way off his line, in no man's land, really, sort of half on his knees, waiting for the shot, never came. Easy pass to, oh, sorry, I'm mistaken, it wasn't Musiala, it was Tell, my apologies. Easy pass to Tell.
Again off the bench. He scores every time when he comes off.
Fairly
It's
easy
almost a
finish.
guarantee.
Fairly easy finish. Keeper was
You've
in no
got to
man's
feel
land.
for Copenhagen, though.
I really feel for Copenhagen.
It's such a strong performance from them.
Well,
My
Tell
heart
is
is
now
broken.
Bayern Munich's top scorer in this Champions League, and he's played a total of about 40 minutes. He just scores every time. He's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Bayern.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Bayern. My heart goes out to the to Copenhagen tonight, but obviously it's still how long left in the Bayern game?
So there is, the clock isn't officially isn't showing, but I imagine there's about last 15 minutes or so.
Last 15 to go.
But yeah,
Denmark, it's looking like a possible away win for Munich for the Bayern Munich tonight. Tom, any updates in Milan? Any more fights? Any more scraps? Any more goals? Any more disallowed goals?
No, not yet, but it hasn't been without some changes going on, though. In just the past couple of minutes, as we enter the 83rd minute now, Cabral and Jurasek have both been substituted in for Benfica. So, again, not too much, but again, since we saw that goal, lots of possession from Inter Milan. They're definitely... I think they're trying to go for that second goal now. Definitely a lot of movement.
Marlow?
there is a possible VAR goal check for a handball from Müller on the way to that goal.
So game might still be on for Copenhagen.
At the moment, it is the check is over, but the outcome hasn't been not showing up here. But they have given it. It stands. The goal stands.
Goal stand. Cheeky finger away from Sam Parks there.
Yep, Portsmouth have won it in the 99th minute.
As we were talking about earlier, Jacob, it's just cruel.
Pompey just, grinding out results at the moment. That puts them top of League One. Still undefeated. Wickham are wandering home.
Oh, I like that.
On the way with nothing. Great goal by Connor Shaughnessy, assisted by ex-to City man Jack Sparks.
Oh, Wickham are wondering how that is. There's a journalist in you there, mate. That's something about that. Jacob, anything going on in the Stoke game? Is it still 1-0 Southampton?
It's become very open, really. I think both sides starting to. Southampton weirdly have decided. Russell Martin does this sometimes. And it used to infuriate Swansea fans over the years. Just attack more. If the other side starts attacking more, and they're literally physically attacking them now in some kind of fight breaking out between Flynn Downs and McNally. But I think it's a classic sort of Russell Martin tactic of try and get in the face of the opposition. There was a really good claim, I thought, for a Stoke penalty about 5 minutes ago, where it felt like it looks like coming together in the box on the face value, but then you look at replays and it was a tackle by one of the Southampton players. Didn't get picked up, but remains 1-0.
Heading back to Sam Parks.
We have a goal, and it is in Eindhoven. They level it up against Sevilla.
Oh, yes,
1-0,
should be.
and it is Luke de Jong.
Luke de Jong.
Cult hero Luke de Jong, and that is 1-1 in that game.
Luke de Jong. Who did he play for beforehand, Luke de Jong?
Luke de Jong played
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Featured occasionally.
And Sevilla, yeah.
Scored twice in the
his
Europa
old
League.
team.
You look,
Luke de Jong, who scored twice for Sevilla in the Europa League final against Inter Milan, notably in 2020.
That's that.
August 18.
The brain, it's in the brain there somewhere. Right, Lenny, you look sad, mate. What's going on?
Distraught, upset, sad, broken. I'm a broken man. This team is.
But I'm assuming it's still 3-2 to Galatasaray at Old Trafford.
2-3.
Brian Bobby.
3-3.
No, what? 3-2.
3-2, yeah.
Yeah, but you said 3. Anyway, right, fine. So,
miscommunication.
how many minutes left in that game?
5 minutes left.
Can you see United getting anything, or do you think it's sort of game
They
over?
could score now. Galatasaray.
Galatasaray on the attack?
No, nothing. Our Holland, it's being. Never mind. Horrible cross attempt by Oliveira looked more like a shot. Awful.
So as we come down into the wind down for these fixtures now, it's looking like a few upsets on the cards. Let me just double check the Arsenal score. Arsenal, if I could type Arsenal correctly, that'd be nice. Arsenal are currently still losing 2-1, so serious upsets on the cards around Europe tonight. Odegaard has left the frame. Obviously, Smith Rowe now on Nketiah on. Reece Nelson, obviously, massive fan of Parks.
But we have another goal, and it is for Sevilla this time. Yusuf El Naziri, something that Europa League fans know a lot about.
United remember him from last season,
correct.
Unfortunately.
He's put them 2-1 up again. Sevilla taking the lead in this one away. It'd be a great 3 points if they can hang on.
And just quickly, something that will please the panel. Choupo-Moting has just come on.
Oh, yes! Thank
amazing.
God. I'll go home happy now. Choupo-Moting on the pitch.
I mean, if you have to continue with the beautiful game, Plymouth's match is over. They conceded in the 97th minute to lose 2-0 at home to Millwall. I know how much those kind of games hurt as a home fan, so it's nice for it to happen to a side like Plymouth.
No one is winning Devon tonight.
No, exactly. Those Millwall fans will go back up to London very happy. They'll pass some very upset Exeter fans on the way back, but no 3 points for Plymouth. They're poor start to life in the Championship continues. And maybe some pressure starting to build on Steven Schumacher if results don't start to improve.
Yeah, we've seen a few upsets. Was it Bristol City a couple of weeks ago as well? They got embarrassed was it 4-1?
Yes, that was.
4-1.
I mean, that was difficult for me, but yeah, it was a 4-1 win for the Robins.
Yeah, so Argyle, definitely pressure going on. There obviously a few big money signings bringing Whitaker in, like a party member as well. So Argyle really need to find these results from somewhere. Michael?
2 midfielders off, a striker on. Napoli going all in, 2 minutes to go in normal time. Real Madrid have taken both Rodrigo and Vinicius off. They're now playing with 1 striker and 62 midfielders. They're defending well. I have to say, Antonio Rudiger is probably being given a personal instruction by Carlo Ancelotti to literally stand next to Osimhen for the duration of 90 minutes. He has been next to him, absolutely going at him at every available second. Very rough, sometimes a bit over the line. Very, very aggressive, and Nacho getting involved sometimes as well. And Napoli's number 9 hasn't had anything in this game. The goals, of course, coming through different players. But he himself hasn't really shown anything at home today. And with 1 minute to go in normal time, Kepa sends it long towards Joselu, who obviously wins the header.
Andre, you look keen to intervene.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say this reminds me of last season Champions League semi-finals when Rudiger was giving that same instruction on Erling Haaland in the first leg, and it seemed to be very effective. When you give Rudiger a guide, tell him to, man mark, stay on this guy, very aggressive, he can bring players out of the game,
Yeah, very, very talented defender, obviously. And a loss for Chelsea when he left, obviously, would really be needed. A bit of just that experience alongside Thiago Silva now it would work at Stamford Bridge quite well. So, looking like Real Madrid have secured the 3 points. I reckon so, Michael.
Yeah, but there'll be about 7-8 minutes of added time,
True,
probably.
the stoppage time is always
90 minutes is nowhere near full time these days.
No, it's not. It's
unfortunately.
more than 100-minute mark now. We really look at it properly.
No, exactly.
Marlow?
Harry Kane has gone down with an injury. He's back up to his feet, but gingerly. It was a yellow card for the centre-back from Copenhagen, Vavro, who had the chance in the game early on. Just sort of studded his foot instead of going for the ball, really. Kind of a blatant challenge, no doubt about it. So it was just a yellow card, but Kane seems okay.
That'd be worrying for you. Bayern fans, last thing they want to see, like Arsenal fans, obviously, Mikhail Saka will be waiting to see how long he'll be out for as well. It'll be confirmed in the coming hours. Mr. Tom Langley, Milan.
So again, nothing too much, but that's not without Inter Milan again making those attempts. Nothing so far. I expect we are going to go into some injury time. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but I expect we soon be seeing that. We have also seen Leny and Augusto substituted for Inter Milan recently, but nothing so far.
Stoppage time all over the shop here. What is it? 5 minutes in. Is it in Napoli tonight? 5 minutes in Naples. How long in
7 minutes.
Manchester? 7 minutes in Manchester. 5 minutes in Copenhagen. Yet to know in...
and you don't even want to know in Stoke. It's 10 minutes at the Bet365 Stadium.
Why?
We will be ending the show before that.
The show will be over,
Exactly.
yeah. I'm not seeing that full-time whistle at Stoke.
We have 10 minutes left, actually.
Yeah.
We're 1 minute into 10 minutes. Will Smallbone had a chance for Southampton to seal the deal. Header just going onto the roof of the net. The Stoke fans are really trying to get behind their team. Alex Neil is screaming at them on the pitch to just get further and further and further forward. They've got another 8 minutes to try and find a goal, but it'd be so cruel on Southampton to concede this deep into the game.
I mean, for Southampton, I thought they would sort of breeze this league coming down. Not been the start they would have expected. Obviously, sitting now in 9th, but obviously, excluding today, it's only 1 win in 5 for them. Is this something you expected, Jacob?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it was that result against Sunderland sent shockwaves across the EFL. I remember watching it going, this is just unbelievable what's happening here. And I think that then followed up by that 4-1 loss at home to Leicester really sort of knocked the confidence out of them completely. And then you see, defeat at home to Ipswich, where they didn't play that badly, but then losing at Middlesbrough. It was really important that they got such a dominant win over Leeds on Saturday, and they have played well tonight. It haven't been a classic, but
Just so hit and miss with Southampton.
They
I think
are.
that's the problem.
But
They can't deal with the pacey players in the league at all. Ipswich, their attack's unbelievable. Same with Sunderland, and they just couldn't deal with it. I don't know where they will go this season because I tipped them to get promoted.
I mean, I think Russell Martin teams more generally, they tend to not just do like a ridiculous. It's not like Vincent Kompany at Burnley. They tend to be a bit more of a slow evolution of a team. Like you look at that Swansea side that Russell Martin had took over from Steve Cooper, and it took like a couple of years for them to really start heading up to the upper echelons of the table. This Southampton side has lost a lot of players. It's lost people like James Ward-Prowse over the summer, and obviously Shea Adams as well, not playing at the moment. So it's a long way back for them here, but they've got parachute payments, they've got the money.
Yeah, of course.
I still expect them to be in the promotion picture come the end of the season, but it's a tough division.
I'm surprised they kept Che Adams.
Yes, I thought Che would be
Really
gone.
thought Che Adams would be on the way out. I'd be on the way out if I was Che Adams.
Anything to leave Southampton. Marlow, there was a few brushes of the hair there and a few grimaces on the face. What's happening in Denmark?
Copenhagen did really well to give themselves a couple of chances up front, but they just couldn't capitalise. A lot of crosses just going over the heads of their strikers. But they're looking really plucky. They're really giving it all they've got in the last, as we come into the last 56 seconds of the game.
I think it's game over, isn't it?
I really don't want to say it is. I hope it isn't. I hope Copenhagen can find a way back and get that last-minute equaliser.
So that's Bayern 2, Copenhagen 1. Looking unlikely now for Copenhagen to get back into it. Oh, Leny, if we could take a photo of that, we're going straight on the Instagram. I'm assuming it's still Galatasaray 3, Manchester United 2 in Old Trafford. How many minutes to go?
About 3 minutes left, more or less.
3 minutes left.
We do have a goal, and it's for PSV.
PSV.
So it's a late show, this one. It's 2-2 now in Eindhoven. PSV have scored a 90+6 equaliser through Jordan Teze. Yeah, good little goal. An ex-Southampton man playing in that game as well. Bella Kotchap. He's playing for PSV, and it's 2-2.
2-2 in the PSV game. Hand on the head, Marlow. What's going on?
There was a dive in the box, maybe a possible penalty for Copenhagen, but then it was the ball was rolling towards the goal, and Ulrich managed to get a hand on it, and it went out. So it will be a Copenhagen corner. I don't think they'll get the penalty, but there could have been one. I don't think the ref's going to have a look. Don't think it will go to VAR. But Copenhagen do have this last gasp corner.
Last corner for Copenhagen. Obviously, keep us updated if anything. Just scream at us if they do get anything. Of course. Michael, in Naples, updates.
30 seconds to go. Real Madrid, it's that experience showing again. But Napoli may have a counter here. It goes to the left, and this is the last attack. 10 seconds to go in normal time. Here come Napoli through the left. Taylor looking for the option. It's delivered into the middle. Lost to the header. Shot towards goal, and Kepa collects it. This could have been a very, very interesting finale, but the shot going right at Kepa from the edge of the box. But I have to say, this is a nice moment. And another interesting moment. 2 minutes ago, we had a Napoli attack. 5 fresh Madrid defenders on the pitch. And the player who slides to defend the shot, Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham, the man, the myth.
It is full time though.
Full time.
As I speak, yeah, it is full time. Real Madrid have
3,
won it 3-2. Man of the match, Jude Bellingham. Goal of the match, Jude Bellingham.
He's just beautiful, isn't he? In every single way. Now, let's final time in Manchester. Is it Galatasaray 3, United 2, full time? Are we thinking?
Who knows? 1 minute left. United have the ball. They're gonna give it one more go. Martial just had a great chance. Fantastic save from Muslera, but it turned out to be offside. So,
see, not the evening that Erik ten Hag's side would have wanted or needed. Mr. Langley, any update?
Yes, the final whistle has been blown. Not without a yellow card in the last sort of 30 seconds or so for actually Leny, who actually brought on as a substitute only in the 84th minute, so it wasn't too long before he got on.
Nana is up at Old Trafford. Last minute to go. I'm going to interrupt it.
Up the corner.
Free kick.
David Raya was also up, but that game is over. Arsenal have lost away,
That's
unfortunately.
Into the middle. And still goes towards Onana now, but it's cleared away. And Galatasaray have a run at an open net, perhaps.
No. Could it be 4?
Onana's really taking his time there. You usually see a goalkeeper sprinting. No, United win it back now.
Wow.
And it's a great ball forward, and we've got 10 seconds to go.
Dalot on the run. He could cross it in.
And foul Manchester United. That looks like game over.
Last minute free kick.
And is it full time in Denmark?
Denmark, the full-time whistle has been blown. A 2-1 win for two Schulz men.
Win, though,
Very narrow win. Obviously, Copenhagen leading to start with. And then Bayern equalising about 15 minutes
Showing that
later.
experience
And
in the end,
showing
yeah.
that experience, turning the screw.
Yeah.
But definitely a very, very good game.
Yeah, and then Mr. Langley, would you say that's a fair result in the end in Milan? Inter Milan 1, Benfica 0?
Yeah, I think it was inevitable. You did see that initial defence, but I think Inter Milan kept on going at it, and I think it was inevitably a question of, well, when would that score be? I said it was, initially they did score 2 goals, but that wasn't. It was a foul for goal that we saw. But I say not without some disruptions, especially like in sort of the second part of the second half of the game. We did see quite a bit of fighting between some players, especially Inter Milan. 2 of their players getting yellow cards over arguing with the referee, and one from Martinez for the foul. And obviously Martinez, he was the one who has before scored quite a lot of goals for the team. So definitely a bit of some interesting match. I say it was Truam who scored today. So Martinez perhaps not his best day.
Yeah, but ultimately a dominant performance from Inter Milan. And is it all over in Manchester?
Yep, full-time Galatasaray 3-2 against Man United. Unbelievable result.
I love how they didn't just let Andre speak on that one. Hidden away.
But it's all good.
Big result for Galatasaray either way. Any final words, Andre?
Yeah, for all the haters, they're saying easy game for Man United, easy win out there, that's all
But
I
you
got to
never
say.
know, that's the glory of the Champions
I
League.
heard
You
that
never quite
the
know.
Turkish revolution in English football is strong, and it's a fantastic thing. Some team that isn't having a fantastic time of it is Sheffield Wednesday. They've lost again this evening.
Good.
They now sit 8 points adrift at the bottom of safety already, only 10 games into the season. Worst possible start for them, and they don't want to let me leave this Stoke game because it's still going on. We're into the 100th minute of the match now. It's right down in the Stoke City end by the corner flag. Surely it's going to be a win for Southampton. But a note on West Brom, they're up to 5th now in the league, joining that sort of group of clubs hanging on to those outer playoff spots. They've knocked Cardiff out of the playoffs this evening, so thanks West Brom. And here you've got Southampton just wasting time really now. I think that the very few Stoke fans in the stadium are now starting to leave as Mason Holgate throws the ball into the corner, and they're just playing for time. We're past 100 minutes now. Come on, just let me leave, ref. This is ridiculous. Stoke going to have one last chance. Travers to send the ball downfield. And then they are on one last attack. But
Jacob, there is a 0.1% chance apparently that Stoke City will win, so there's still that chance.
Still that chance. But we have to probably call that
They
short
may
now.
be a go, actually. You have to.
They do have.
There is a chance for Stoke.
No, I don't think there's much chance. They'll just blow the whistle. James Bell needs to finish the match off. He's got to think about his fresh.
I'm sure there's no Tuesday Night Sports listeners too excited about that final few minutes of Stoke. So
it's just finished.
And it's over, thank God.
Arsenal have lost as well.
And obviously the Arsenal lost as well. Thank you very much. That was our first proper Tuesday Night Sport back. It is 10 o'clock, so we're going to have to head. Anna, I hope you've enjoyed your first show with us and look forward to seeing it many more in the future. Thank you very much. It's been great to see a full Anna. It's been a lot of fun and some big upsets tonight. So, you're listening to Expression FM Sport. This is your Tuesday Night Sport. It's been an honour, and we shall see you again very soon.